Hello everybody, welcome back to today's stream, and as you can notice, you can see my face. Normally see my face at the very beginning of the streams or the beginning of the series of the week for the theme. And again, this month is Dark Month, and as always guys, we'll be doing some more drawing, but first, new glasses, and these are not my new glasses. These are my knackered out crap ones that I couldn't see bugger all through. As you can see, they're a bit absolutely knackered up, and I have to use what's it called, Play-Doh to actually rest it on that side of my face. And today I finally got my phone call to get my new glasses. I can actually see what the hell I'm doing now. So all these little detail problems that I've been having while I'm digitizing and while I've been drawing, I can actually get sorted out. Because here you go, guys. There's my new glasses. They're pretty much the same thing, but they're not knackered, and I can actually see through. So let's get them on. Hello, everybody. I can see you now, and you can see me. But anyway, let's turn this thing around, get that playlist going, and get everything the way it should be. Like I said, guys, we're going to be digitizing today's art, and I'll just quickly get up what we're going to be digitizing. That's what we're going to be digitizing today, guys. So I set everything up, and we'll get going. Again, we'll be listening to some more from the Comic Historian to get me in the flow and keep me in sort of a good standard. But we will be digitizing this today, guys, so bear with me while I set everything up.
Suicide Squad. Yep, there's a movie coming out in 2016, and it's officially been cast. Now, even though I'm extremely late on this, we're going to have a video explaining what each version of the Suicide Squad was. Because in the comic books, there's actually a lot of different teams called the Suicide Squad or Task Force X. And they each have their own individual missions and jobs that they had to do. Our current team is that's the Suicide Squad, made up of supervillains that are being given a second chance. And these supervillains have a bomb placed in their neck. That's not where the Suicide Squad started. You see, originally, in an issue of Secret Origins, it was a
so I can see what I'm doing, so I can see what you're seeing.
A team led by Rick Flag during World War II. Once Rick Flag eventually passed on,
there we are. You can see the full thing now. You should be able to see the in the corner here. That's the brushes I'll be using.
Rick Flag Jr.'s origins, and they were a team of non-powered individuals fighting against superpowered villains in situations. Typically, they were called in when the Justice Society
could. You can still see that corner. I don't want you to see that. I want you to actually see the actual computer itself.
They disbanded eventually, but Amanda Waller stepped in when Darkseid tried to turn humanity against Earth's superheroes. She assigned Rick Flag Jr. to reform Task Force.
Like I said, you can see in the corner here, that's the brushes I'll be using. This is what we'll be drawing in and colouring in today. Again, you can't see the full effect of it because I've got some I'm using my camera, as you can tell. I do use to draw with. So if you want to see what the actual picture looks like, go over to yesterday's and check out what actually we drew, because we coloured it in yesterday. I'll give you a quick flash in a moment of what we did. But full pictures are up on Instagram, guys, so go and check those out, or check back yesterday. But that's what we drew yesterday, guys. Go and check out the full image and how to do and what colours and what copic colours and sort of different effects I did for the different bits of skin and the different clothing, because it's not all in Copic marker, some of it's in pencil as well. So if you want to learn how to sort of blend each tone to colour together, then definitely go and check that one out. But like I said, guys, let's get on with what we're doing. And once again, I've got to have my playlist in the background. Listen, so you can hear what I'm doing.
Captain Boomerang, Count Vertigo, Deadshot, Dr. Light, Duchess, Enchantress, Julie, Nemesis, Nightshade, Oracle, Poison Ivy, Punch, Ravon, Shade, Figure, and Vixen. Well, even though they were disbanded, DC didn't want to just let an awesome idea like the Suicide Squad go. So they lived on in cameo appearances in other books. The first of these was an appearance.
And I'll be using my phone for comments.
Captain Boomerang, Deadshot, King Shark,
so if you guys do want to leave me a comment at any point, just say hi in the comments.
Superboy himself actually joins in with the Suicide Squad.
I will quickly sort that out so I can actually see them more often.
and they said the Suicide Squad.
So I can actually see them better. Give me a moment or two. Like I said, guys, if you want to leave me a comment, just say hi in the comments.
Plasmas and shrapnel, and their
Like
job
that.
is to get Doomsday to battle against aliens. Oddly enough, Steel is the one in charge of this team. The Suicide Squad then made its official return.
But I can't see them all the time, so what I'll do is I'll flash my phone up beside me. I'll go back there, what we were doing.
Task Force Omega, and it was run by Sergeant Frank Rock. Lex Luthor and Amanda Waller supplied all of the missions, and the series ran for another 12 issues. But it ended once they were compromised and had to send in the.
Let's get my phone sorted so I can see what you guys are saying, and then we'll continue. I am a lot later than I should have been today, guys. But as you saw at the beginning of the video, it's because I got myself my new glasses, and I connected. Well, I needed them, as you can tell, so I can see a hell of a lot better now. So all the details that I was struggling with before, I shouldn't struggle so much now.
And with Waller being in charge of both the Suicide Squad and Checkmate, there was a lot of tension between them. But in between these runs...
But now I can see your comments, guys, so comment away or just enjoy the playlist in the background and me drawing.
This brings us to the third volume of the Suicide Squad. This volume explored Rick Flag Jr. being raised from the dead and becoming the new commanding officer. But this series only lasted 8 issues. Following this adventure, the squad became briefly involved in the Blackest Night event, where a bunch of
okay, so we need to go to the actual image that we were working on today, which is this one.
And Booster Gold also ends up in 1952.
I will be colouring the whole thing. What I'll be doing today, guys, is the basic colour, because again I'm running really late. So what I'll do today is just the basic colour, and then later on, tomorrow, I will put some more detail to it, all the extra lines and sort of extra shading that needs it where it needs it.
Yo-Yo, Black Spider, and
you are getting some heinous
fights against the New 52's version of OMAC, and then DC decided to reboot the book a second time.
If you're getting a lot of buff, guys, let me know.
And the team got shifted around once again to include Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Black Manta, Deathstroke, and Joker's daughter. As you can see, the Suicide Squad...
Because it could be because I've got too many items on.
Long history, dating back to the beginning of DC Comics.
Then again, it could be just me moving the table. So if you are, guys, definitely let me know, because I don't want it, obviously don't want it to be buffying around for you. So let me know in the comments if it is too buffy.
There's also been rumors of a Suicide Squad TV show spun out of the characters that appeared in Arrow.
It might be just me, the way I'm watching it, it might be just being a bit buffy. Right, okay, let's get on.
Action film coming up very soon. As for the video games, they get mentioned in the Arkham series, and they show up in the Lego Batman game. And there's also rumors that there's supposedly going to be a Suicide Squad game eventually. I really hope it plays like the Arkham series, because if it's like any other DC game, probably won't be too happy with it. And that's it. That is a really brief rundown of the entire history of the Suicide Squad.
We'll just use the basic tool for now and continue. Right. What I'm going to do is flesh out the hands first. Then I'll do... no, first we need to make some layers. I'll name those layers. That's basic layer 1. And we'll call this one hands, because it's in the front on top of everything. So then we'll have, should we call it clothes? Clothing's going to have to be on top of skin. So clothing. No, I can change that. Yeah, so we'll have clothing for that one. And then we'll have skin. Like that. And I think then wings. I will change that over time, because what I found is sometimes I name them first, then it's oh no, that doesn't actually work. So things over time will get changed, but yeah, let's just go in. I'm going to try and zoom that in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I can actually see it on my own screen. And I'm trying to get it so you guys can see as well. No, that's worse. Give me a second, guys. I think that's as best as you're going to get. It is using my camera, so... That'll be why it's a little bit fuzzy. We're gonna have some adverts, so I have to keep getting up. I do apologize for taking me so long today. Shut up.
The Suicide Squad is a group of villains forced into doing something for the
Knock the table.
That could never go wrong, could it? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. We take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digital bites for you to understand.
Skin.
We then read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel's text and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies.
What I did with the actual base image, I didn't actually colour the whole of the hands in, so I won't do that again. I kind of like that effect.
Called Comic Story on TV, where if you go right now, you can find our Batman Superman theories with a new trailer, or click the annotation on the screen right this second. Just a taste of the type of content that we will be putting up over there as time goes on. Amanda Waller walks down the hallways of Belle Reve explaining that this is a horrible idea. Sage is putting together a team and sending them on a mission in 2 hours. What kind of time for prep is that? Sage is Waller's new boss, considering how badly her last missions with the Suicide Squad went. What could possibly go wrong? Again, the mission begins with 5 members of the Suicide Squad at each other's throats in Russia. Harley Quinn is literally trying to cut off the face of Joker's daughter because, as she puts it, how dare you take his face and call yourself that? But Deathstroke puts his gun into Harley's mouth. Shut up, or someone will be wearing your face, Harley. Black Manta tells everyone to calm down and asks Deadshot if it's
I might actually do the whole thing in one colour and then shade it afterwards. The white works on the page, but I don't think it'll work on this, because this is a lot darker than the page itself. So that's what I'll do.
And the US wants it gone. It all sounds fine and dandy, but Manta wants to know, what will Deathstroke be doing this whole time? Deathstroke explains that Russia's most profitable industry is oil, and he's here to assassinate the CEO of the largest company. Harley kicks off their little party by walking up to the front door and lobbing her into the building.
Change that a little bit. Let's get
the team climbs in ready to begin their mission by taking down the guards. Meanwhile, Waller wants to know why Sage has put together his own team. And why are there
if I go quiet, guys, it is purely because
daughter on this team. They have no place here
because I'm concentrating.
And therefore, they have no bonds.
I don't like that either. Let's turn that.
Well, we'll have to agree to disagree, Miss Waller. Deathstroke is a mercenary. We can get him to do whatever.
You're getting some buff. I do apologise for any buff that happens today, guys. It is because I'm using my camera, which is my camera.
Waller stops him.
It might be because when I'm moving stuff around, the computer decides that it wants to freak out.
Having both Harley Quinn and Joker's daughter out there will bring the Joker to us. What a get he would be for the team. You have no idea what you're doing, Sage, Waller tells him. And they both go back to watching the action because Harley, Joker's daughter, Deadshot, and Manta have all gotten to the top floor. Furniture burns, and they throw people out of the windows, and they beat on the helpless secretaries. The mission appears to be going just fine, and Sage takes a moment to rub that in Waller's face. But he spoke too soon as someone begins to open fire on the entire team by shooting through the walls and outside. A few Russian robots have appeared. The entire team takes cover, and Deadshot begins to crawl away, with Manta yelling at him, "Deadshot, where are you going? Where do you think I'm going? Away from the bullets!" "There's no leaving yet. We need to come up with a plan," Manta yells at Deadshot. "Okay, sure. I'll schedule some time in one of these conference rooms, and we'll discuss it." "All right, they were all blown up. There's only one way out of here now, Manta." And with that, Deadshot opens up the elevator, so that Deadshot, Manta, Harley, and Joker's daughter can all jump down it. As they're running out of the building, Waller and Sage come over the comms. "Do you guys know where Deathstroke is?" "Who cares? He's smarter than us," Deadshot answers as all 4 of them run out the front door and into the waiting arms of the government officials of Russia. Meanwhile, Deathstroke was blown out of the building by the explosions and landed in front of one of these Russian robots. "Our officials are aware of your talents and would like to discuss a lucrative opportunity for you." "I'm listening." Back with the core group, Manta yells for Harley to get Joker's daughter so that they can go. But Harley just says, "Why? She's useless!" leaving Manta to have to get Joker's daughter all by himself. They all run away from the government officials and the weird Russian robots by jumping down into the subways. And while they make their getaway, Waller says that this mission is over. It's a disaster. And Sage argues that this mission isn't done yet. They were here to supposedly find the secret Russian weapon. And obviously, these robots are it. The Suicide Squad all finally gets a moment to catch their breath in a subway car. And Manta's had enough. He tells the group that this lone soldier crap is done, and they need to work as a team. If they can just listen to him for 5 minutes, he'll get them all home alive. Deadshot just looks at him, and then all the lights go out. So Deadshot says, "All right, boss, what do you want us to do?" The Russian special forces kick open the subway car, and Manta looks at his team. Kill all of them. The Suicide Squad does just that as they beat the group to a pulp and they begin to put as many bullets through the Russians' heads as they can. They break arms, and then Harley and Joker's daughter begin to argue because Joker's daughter is copying Harley. Realizing that reinforcements have all been called in, Deadshot tells Manta that it's time to go, and Manta grabs a grenade, using it to blow open the backside of the train car. "Let's go!" he shouts as he grabs Harley by the wrist. But just as Deadshot is trying to leave, a random Russian soldier shoots him in the shoulder, and then he shoots the guy, and the guy shoots him in the leg. "Stop shooting me!" Deadshot yells at him, finishing off the soldier. But as he begins to drag his own body out of the train car so he can catch up, the Russian robots bomb the entire subway tunnel. While he did somehow survive, the Russians moved in to arrest him quickly. This team is falling apart, and Manta realizes it. So he gets Joker's daughter to one side of the room and Harley to the other. "Stop your bickering! We don't have time for this!"
I wanted to start this a lot earlier today because I know this is going to take me a good long
This
time.
isn't working. These two cannot work together. While he's calling for help, Joker's daughter begins to touch Joker's face. "You can't separate us," she says, looking at Harley. "I'm going to rip that stupid face off your stupid face!" "Waller, do you know Deadshot is alive?" Manta asks the heads of this project.
Again, guys, we're just putting the basic colours on today.
He's going once he stops.
And tomorrow I will be putting some more detail.
Manta, Sage jumps in. "It's not a part of your mission." "What mission? How is any
Like
of
I
this
normally
a part
do.
of any mission?" Manta wants to know.
If you want to see the paper version again, guys, don't forget you can check yesterday's stream.
"This mission is a disaster," Waller interjects. "We failed the mission and now we're pivoting." "We're not pivoting! This is the same mission!" Sage yells out, defending his actions. "We're gonna go get back Deadshot and then we'll go looking for these robots," Manta tells him. He then turns to Harley and Joker's daughter, ready to fill them in, only to find Joker's daughter staring down Harley. "You were always too weak for him." "That's it!" Harley shouts, running at Joker's daughter. The two of them begin to fight it out, with Harley putting Joker's daughter into a wall and Joker's daughter slapping her. Once JD puts down Harley, she asks, "Not feeling special anymore?" And Harley turns to her. "You're not special!" And with that, she grabs JD and then jumps out the window with her. Both of them hit the car down below and they begin kicking and punching again. "You're such an idiot! There's no future with him!" Harley tries to tell her, but she jumps back onto Harley. "Just not for you! You've never been nothing more than a joke for him!" And Harley knees JD in the stomach and then kicks her into an oncoming car. "You stupid little girl! The guy is a dead end!" And that was the second win that Harley needed as she beats on JD over and over. You see, Harley didn't care about this girl thinking that she was Joker's new prize. She wanted to get it through to this girl that that's a bad decision. Manta runs over. "Harley, we need to, And he sees JD has been beaten down and is currently unconscious. "I'm helping her. I'm a psychiatrist," Harley tells him. They carry JD up to the warehouse where they were hiding, and they phone in the
Right, every time I zoom out, guys, it might be just a fragmentation from the camera not being able to cope with it.
"Blow up his head." "No," Waller tells him sternly. "Why not?" "Because we aren't going to blow up his head because he won't do what you tell him to do." "I'm going to go get some air," Sage says, leaving the room. Waller calls up Manta and gives him and Harley Deadshot's position. Meanwhile, with Deadshot, he's actually been doing a great job by not filling them in as to where Manta went, because, well, he really doesn't know. But the Russians think that he's playing hardball and are stumped on how to get him to talk. At that moment, the situation just got a lot worse for Deadshot, though, as Deathstroke walks in. "I've got it from here." Deathstroke tells Deadshot that he's useless and people like him aren't needed. The world needs people like Deathstroke. He gets the job done, and then he beats Deadshot with his latest toy. "Did you tell them about the team? What we are?" Deadshot asks. "Not yet. Secrets are a valuable thing. I told them that I would bring you all down. But I don't know where they all are." "I know that. I wanted to see you finally fade away."
You know what? It's not going to matter if I go over that, is it? Because I'm going to put some lines in afterwards.
An alarm begins to blare. "I think we both know who that is." Outside the building, Harley and Manta are taking down guards left and right and shooting people and maiming people all over the place. Harley seems to be having an exceptional amount of fun firing rifles left and right now that JD's not around to distract her. And eventually, they make their way.
It's really not going to matter if I go over that, saying that.
Even he's shocked. "You came back for me?" "We're a team," Manta tells him. You people in your teams. It'll be the death of you, Deathstroke says, standing behind them. Manta and Deathstroke begin to battle it out with guns and swords and lots of martial arts. But in the end, though, Deathstroke smashes Manta's helmet and prepares to stab him, only to have Harley jump on his back. He flings her off and into a wall, and just as he's preparing to finish off Harley, a bullet goes through his shoulder, forcing him to stumble forward, confused as to where it came from, and he falls over. Manta and Harley pick up their broken friend and Deadshot. They all head out of the room. Meanwhile, back at Belle Reve with Waller and Sage, they've been arguing while all of this is going on, and Sage is demanding that Waller listen to him. If he says blow up someone's head, she will blow up someone's head. And she tells him that he's crazy, and he has no idea what he's doing with his squad.
Okay, so that's the basic one hand done.
Unacceptable. And like a little child, he takes a swing at Waller. But she catches the punch,
Okay, do this one now.
and slams his head into the desk. Really, with all of these cameras around this room, you
Okay, it's just basic outlines.
African-American woman? How old do you think
Following
that's going to go over, Sage?
what I've already drawn.
Gritting his teeth, Sage looks at her. What do you want?
Doesn't matter if I go over
My
things,
job. Fine, whatever.
because what I'll
Sage
do
leaves the room.
is I
You're
will
insane,
outline
Waller.
everything afterwards,
We agree
put some
on
more
something.
shading on it.
Thank you for joining us for this video today.
So we'll have
I hope
darker
this gives you a better
areas to
idea
the
of
lighter
who
areas.
Suicide Squad is since that trailer leaked. If you liked it, give this video a like. And you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ComicStorian. And why don't you check out these other great videos on screen right now? You just might like them. I'm Benny for ComicStorian, and I'll see you.
I would love something delicious.
Oh, you would be an advert right now, wouldn't you? Right when I can't take my hand off.
For you. Buy a total split pot has everything you want, nothing you don't. Buy a total split
Get
pot,
that.
rich in protein, reduced sugar.
Eat whatever you want, guys.
If
Eat
the
healthily.
Suicide Squad, while their last mission was a complete disaster, what mission are they going to be on next? Welcome to the Complete Story Series. I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I
Gonna try and do this all in one go.
Then every dramatically
There's no overlap then, like we had in the last Fate hand. So I have to do an overlap for the fingers as well. I'm not going to do that here.
Bonnie, her assistant, tells her that the team is ready and already in the country. Even though she would have liked to have been updated about the team's activity, she just hopes that maybe this team won't be a complete disaster like last time. Speaking of which, Amanda Waller asks how is Deadshot. Bonnie says that the doctor said he's making some improvements.
And I just took my hand
Go
off.
check on Floyd because on the last mission, he suffered some pretty bad injuries. Once Amanda heads over to check on him, he tells her not to worry. He'll be up and ready by the time they're on their next mission. Amanda mentions for now he won't be on the next mission. So the only thing Floyd wants to know is, who did you replace me with? Amanda tells him, Harkness. Captain Boomerang? Really? Who else is going? Amanda tells them that on this mission there is Black Manta, Harley Quinn, a new evil version of the Flash, and some ninja man-bats. Floyd goes back to his workout and then he stops. Harkness? Really? Over in China, the team rides into the destination by truck. Black Manta comments about how their last mission was a complete disaster because of disorganization. So that better not happen again. Boomerang tells him, you must be new here. Things never work out as they should. And Harley takes a moment to ask everyone if they've heard that new Taylor Swift song yet. It's so good! Black Manta tells her that she's not wearing any headphones, and Harley just starts laughing. See what I mean? Captain Boomerang tells him. Soon the group reaches their target location, and outside of the building, the guards...
See what I mean? Ha 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 ha.
Reach for their guns, the man-bats begin slicing and stabbing up the guards. With the guards distracted in the front, Reverse Flash plants a bomb to blow a hole into the side of the building. After the explosion goes off, Black Manta drives the van into the facility, and everyone jumps out.
Yeah, I thought I deleted the whole lot. Right, fast forward. Boop. There we go. Put it back. Digitation! It's so easy.
What are they making?
Alright, let's do his fingers again the same way, because that obviously didn't work.
It's so annoying! Harley turns and punches the button next to them, hoping that maybe it'll turn it off. The alarm does stop, but then the test tubes begin to wake up, and then they break free from their tubes, and within seconds, the heroes begin to surround everyone. Manta tells Reverse Flash to go ahead and plant the bombs. Everyone else will kill as many of these heroes as they can and let the explosion take care of the rest. Reverse Flash grabs the explosives and he starts planting them all around the base, and that's when something goes wrong. As he continues running at top speed, his knee blows out and he hits the ground. Amanda Waller radios in and asks, what's wrong? And Manta tells her that the flash you gave us doesn't work. Amanda just hangs her head. This was supposed to go better. As the fighting continues, Black Manta starts to make his way to Reverse Flash, but along the way, one of the bodies that he's hit is thrown into another room, and inside that room, the body that was thrown through the wall ended up knocking over and turning on the activate sequence for this superior hero. Manta then picks up Reverse Flash and tells everyone they gotta place the rest of the bombs, and that's what Captain Boomerang tells him, we're a little busy over here. And Harley says the bombs will just have to plant themselves. Manta begins to walk with Reverse Flash and plant more of the bombs.
Okay, now I'll just do all this in one go.
And that's when Boomerang begins to try and say what they need, but he hears a shriek from the Man-Bats, and he says, I guess that kind of helps. Everyone runs around planting the bombs, while the Man-Bats take over the battle for them, and once they're done, everyone makes their way back to the van. Black Manta begins to call out that it's time for everyone to leave, and they begin to drive off, and once they get far enough away, Black Manta hits the switch, and the facility explodes! With the entire facility destroyed, that one last superior superhero stands up in the fire. He looks down and he sees the bodies of the others killed in the explosion. And then he turns to see an escape van driving away. He begins to scream out towards the van. The clone begins trying to fly through the air, but as it begins going through it, it starts to lose its balance and fall to the ground. Black Manta asks what's going on, and Captain Boomerang tells him, looks like one
of the delicate there.
But he just kind of fell down, so I think he sucks. Black Manta says that there's a ghost town up ahead. The town was actually modeled after their old towns in America, but no one has ever actually moved in. So they're going to head there, and they're going to keep low. Once they station themselves inside of it, Black Manta checks in, and Amanda Waller asks how the Reverse Flash is holding up. Manta looks over to him and tells her that he's useless. Reverse Flash yells out, I'm not useless! The Black Manta looks out the window and notices something coming. That clone has found him, and he's starting to crash through the walls trying to chase after everyone. One of the Man-Bats swoops in and grabs a hold of the clone and flies him back outside, allowing everyone else to begin escaping. And once they get outside, Harley, who was helping carry the Reverse Flash, drops him, telling him, I'm done, he's on his own now. During the struggle between the Man-Bat and the clone manages to knock the Man-Bat back down. But before he can go in to kill him, the clone stops and says, no one kills. No one kills. The clone begins to shake. Before they can do anything, Amanda Waller, back at control, sets up the bomb inside of the Man-Bat, blowing his head off. The clone then flies off shouting, no one will die anymore. There's too much death already.
What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to close this because I got a feeling. Close that. And we'll close that one. In case we just one image open, maybe that'll stop the computer freaking out so much.
Is watching him do these things and seeing that they can no longer control him, they open fire on him while he floats in the air. The blast sends the clone flying back, and that's when one of the explosions hits a building and the top of the tower begins to fall. Down below it, the Daily Planet dome is heading straight for Harley, the fake one for this fake town. Harley begins to panic, and just before the dome can land, it stops. And Harley asks, why save her? The clone then stands there holding up the dome, and he tells her, no one dies anymore. And he tosses it away. He then notices something. Fighter jets coming in from the distance, and he flies up trying to stop them, but back down on the ground. Black Manta rushes over to help Harley.
Yeah, we got buff. We got all sorts of problems going on today. If that gets any worse, I'll quickly do this and then sort it out. He's buffing today, Mr. Comic Historian.
Because I've been dying to kill some people. Black Manta tells him. Black Manta, Harley, and Captain Boomerang begin fighting off all of the soldiers, and slowly but surely they actually start to kill them off. But above them, the clone is watching. He says, no more fighting. But before he can do anything else, he's blasted in his back by the plate. And that's when he decides it's time for him.
Right, I've noticed there's a hell of a lot of buff, guys. So give me a minute. I'll turn one screen off. I don't need to see what I'm doing now because I've got everything sorted. So there's not loads of buff on everything. So check that out. Whoop.
Because the Task Force X project has been getting more traction with everyone.
It's going to get darker anyway down this end.
Now, they've never actually completed a mission.
Let's just fill that in quickly.
Exactly.
Check out that quickly, and I'll be right back.
Even though they didn't complete a mission, they did do enough. Back in the cells, Manta sits down and he tells Amanda that he wants out of this. He expected some organization. They don't even get enough information about their missions. And Waller tells him, that's too bad. He isn't going anywhere. He's in prison if he had forgotten about that. Everyone else sits and relaxes in their cells. But on the plane Sage is riding, he looks down at a business card that he was given. One that he was told to call. Have you ever felt like doing something bigger? And that brings us to the continuation of the Suicide Squad storyline that we started a while ago. So if you want to know what that is, click the link down below and you can go ahead and see the original story leading up to this story, and then we're going to end up doing a whole bunch more.
Sometimes when I've got 2 or 3 screens on, it does make the computer slow down. So bear with me, guys.
So make sure you subscribe and follow up on all of the Suicide Squad and Harley Quinn stuff. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter @ComicStory and Instagram @ComicStory. And I'll see you guys next time right here.
Oh, this would be well combination. No, that'd be well overthink. That's bloody Fortnite. I'm only grabbing tusks.
Welcome to Origins, where we go over the origins of favorite superheroes and villains. Today we're looking at Killer Croc and his origin. It's rather simple. He was born that way. End of video. Have a good evening is what I would say. I hadn't found a story focused on his childhood. Let's see how the life of a human crocodile went. The SWAT team of cops began trudging through the sewer system. They have a mission. They need to hide evidence that they are dirty cops. And as they splash through the sewers, 2 eyes look at them from further beneath them. 26 years ago, Waylon was being thrown into a tub. His skin had just started to become scaly, his eyes like an animal, his fingers and teeth turning more reptilian. And he had an auntie Flowers telling him to scrub off those scales. Scrub until they come off and he's normal. Back in the present day, the SWAT team keeps pressing forward until Croc opens up a water gate, drowning a good number of the SWAT team in the garbage of Gotham. Using that to his advantage, he jumped in at them, and terrified, they saw their demon. 17 years ago, Croc was working as a sideshow act in a carnival. He would wrestle crocodiles for money. The owner came over and gave Waylon his cut, $40. Waylon asked what happened to the $100 that they agreed on. The owner told him it doesn't matter what they agreed on. Waylon isn't getting any other job, so take what he can get and enjoy it. So he bit the man's hand up. Back in the present day, the 2 lead officers pulled themselves up into a sewage line, shocked that this monster killed them all. And 3 years ago, Waylon turned to a life of crime, only to meet the Batman. As he was beat down and a muzzle put on him, Robin decided to taunt him. You know, you aren't very good at this. Most other criminals would have a wingman or followers to help carry the loot, but you went at it alone. It's probably because you're lacking in the charisma department or in the smarts department. Have you considered giving up this brain thing and sticking to being muscle? Back in our current day, the 2 officers see some people in the sewage tunnel with them. The woman gets up and asks for help, and the little girl walks over and hits her in the leg with a shovel, breaking her leg. Then they turn the lights out. They start a little song. 3 little monkeys swinging in a tree, teasing a crocodile. You can't catch me. Along comes a crocodile, silent as can be, and snapped one of the monkeys out of the tree. They make their way to a broken bridge, and the man decides that he'll jump over it and get help leaving his partner there. And once he gets over, the door opens. In front of him is a dead body, Houlihan. 2 weeks ago, this man confronted Houlihan, demanding the information on the dirty cops that he had. He offered Houlihan money to rat on them, but Houlihan turned it down. He was going to take this information on the dirty cops and turn them into the rest of the police force. So they shot him in the head and they threw him in the bay. In the current day, the man looks at the body and he tells his partner, Houlihan delivered right to us. We got what we came for at least. But it was yesterday that they got a message in writing that if they didn't bring money to a certain spot, news of their kill would hit the news. And that's why they came into the sewers, to deliver money. In the current day, the man turns around and he sees his partner, and Killer Croc standing over her. He ate her, and then he began to chase the man. The man opened fire, hoping to stop Killer Croc, but the bullet bounced off. He chased him further, until he didn't look where he was going, and the man fell into a trap, speared through his leg, arm, and gut. He looked up at Killer Croc as he stood over. It was you that sent the note, wasn't it? It was you that got us down here. Why? Is this over a turf war? And Croc closed the man's eyes, telling him, shh. Then he killed the man. 26 years ago, when Croc was sitting outside of his house with scales in his changing form, Houlihan walked over and he gave him an ice cream cone, asking what was wrong. Waylon told him that he couldn't get the scales off. It hurts. He's just a freak. And Houlihan told him, you know, Waylon, I think you're going to be big one day. Maybe president or king or something. Then he gave Waylon an ice cream cone and they sat there and had ice cream together. Now with justice served, Croc looked over his followers in his underground empire as they sent the body of Houlihan down the sewers. Because no one messes with Croc's people. The people chanted, King Croc, King Croc, King Croc. Now, I looked for a long time to find a Killer Croc story because the fact is, Killer Croc has a simple origin. He was born this way. So it's kind of difficult to find an origin story or anything in his past. And I thought this was an interesting way to look at his history. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll link the issue down below because it's kind of a weird annual kind of a thing. And I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this and hope you're going to go see the new Suicide Squad movie. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Comic Story.
Oh, my stream broke down. Hope not. Could quickly check that. Nope, we're still live. At least I think we're still live. Yeah, we're still live. So I'm just checking everything because I think we're having buffer issues today.
We know that people are looking for more than just rotating food. In many ways, they're looking for experiences too.
There we go. There is, again, I can see the comments on my phone there, guys. So if we do get problems, definitely please let me know. Because when I do the digital versions, they are a little bit more difficult to sort of get going because I'm using the computer as well as to obviously record as well as use it to draw with. There's tempi.
Facilitate an essential customer need within our restaurant. Be that the ability to pay
There's
by
an advert. Which I just realised is paying for that.
bill.
Go away, advert. I want to hear an advert. I want to hear my playlist.
Tonight before a giant egg. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and I read them back to you or something along the lines, something about being very dramatic, but all directions of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. That part I do remember. I really think that there's a very downward spiral of me going insane reading this intro. This is the Harley Quinn series written by Amanda.
Yes, read it quite a few times.
It's awesome, and it's all over the place, so we're going to be looking through it, picking out story arcs that are fun. But don't forget, there are plenty of other things
Yeah,
that
this is just like
series that you probably will enjoy.
using an eraser again. Just basic colouring, not doing anything major. Not major today, just getting the basic colours down because I'm a lot later than I wanted to be because I had my new glasses arrive today.
And they drag her inside of Arkham Asylum. The blonde woman, Dr. Bliss, tells the men to put Harley into solitary to help curb her unruly disposition. And then she asks if Dr. Bask would agree. Dr. Bask says that should be an accurate assessment, and Harley yells out that they can assess her ass. Wait. On second thought, see, most people try to break out of Arkham, but Harley was trying to break in. So them putting her in solitary confinement actually helps with their goals. It all started when she got a call from a friend of a friend of a friend about her best friend, Pamela Lillian Isley, or as everyone else knows her, Poison Ivy. About 24 hours before Harley got caught and thrown into Arkham, Harley was sitting on top of her apartment building enjoying some sun, trying to think of where to go next. And just as her tenant Tony and her decided they should go use their catapult.
Okay, so we've done the hands, so we'll get off of the
So what better way to break into Arkham?
hands now. We'll go to the second one, which will be clothing, and then underneath that, well, then another layer will be skin. So we don't mess around with anything. So if I was to colour the skin in and colour the clothing in different ways, so if I do the colouring of the if I do the colouring of the clothing and then the skin underneath, so I can do. I'll just quickly show you. We're not going to be using this colour, but just quickly go. If I was to go like that, and then go to the one underneath, which I think I've done wrong. So let's do that quickly. Let's move that, and then we'll go to another colour like blue, and it should be underneath. Which, oh, of course, it's not. Give me a second, and then we'll go. We'll delete that as well.
But that rumble wasn't just anything. It was
We'll move skin back underneath the clothing. We'll go to clothing. We'll do a blue swipe there. Swipe there. And then we'll go to skin, which should be underneath now. Should be. If it's not, I can change it again. Nope, that's blue, that's not going to tell. We'll go to that back to orange and underneath. So that means the hands will have to go on the top. So let's move those hands onto the top. Which I've just realised it's not going to be able to do that. Let's move the hands. Wings will be staying there. Like I said, I do faff around with this quite a bit. Things will have to sort of change a little bit. Hi Nicole, I'm just showing people what to do with that. I'm actually figuring out which layers are what because I've just done the hands. And I want to make sure. Hang on, what's going on here? Yeah, right, okay. So the hands are down there, skin is there. I'll change that if I need to.
Harley then hands her a flamethrower, and the two of them begin to burn down a lad.
Let's quickly go over the comments. Minimize that.
Ivy asks that Harley,
now I can see the comments.
and Harley tells her that it's her
Good morning. I didn't start as early as I wanted to because I've actually got myself a new pair of glasses today. Which means I can actually see what I'm doing.
And Ivy tells her not to worry. They have pollen sacs. Soon the bee begins to sit with them on the flower, and it begins to hit on them. And Harley and Ivy begin to drown the bee, and the two just stare at each other and laugh. Over in Harley's hallucination, a teacher of a school overhears.
I was meant to start at like 12 o'clock today, but I got a call at 11:30 to say, "Oh, come and get your new glasses." And I'm like, "Yay!" And while I was at the supermarket getting my new glasses, I thought, sod it, I'll do a bit of shopping while I'm here. So I got myself milk and normal resources. But I'm back in doing hands now. I don't know if I'll keep to that hands there. That's only basic. I'm going to be doing, like, again, be shading and stuff tomorrow because I just won't have time today. But I can see your comments and I'll keep popping back for them. As always, you know about the digital. When I'm using digital, I've got a click and can't see nothing.
Joker said to get used to it. He won't be changing. Besides, this is the only reality she'll find.
I'm not sure where I need to put those hands. I might have to do them in a deeper colour. If I do, then I do. Just going to do the wings quickly just to test it. Wings are black. Black. There we go.
And the furball starts to talk, and Harley asks if he's really alive. And of course he says he's alive.
I'll move the hands to the very top layer.
Harley the cat and hairball.
Of course, then it takes off that for some reason. Why did that do that?
Wake up, and that's when they find there's a giant talking egg next to them. Ivy asks everyone if they also see the floating breakfast, and then she turns to Harley. Harley tells her that she's here because she heard Ivy's in trouble. She broke in, and then some gas went everywhere, and now there's a floating egg. Does any of this make sense to you, Ivy? The egg yells, "Silence!
Wings.
I am here to do my bidding, and I will kill the one in a cage." Ivy then punches him, telling him no one gets to threaten her. The egg mentions how she doesn't
might be okay
with his own hands, and Harley asks him what hands. The egg holds up his tiny arms, and he says, "These ones." And for her,
it might be okay.
Hands, tentacles,
I've just like shaded them in. What I want to put like a little bit more shading in different areas, so I've only like done basic colouring. I should have really just done it in colour like that. You know what? I'm going to do that, and I'll put the lines in afterwards.
Everyone began to make up their own origins for him. Some involving a chemical pepper that was sprinkled on him.
No, I've done that black underneath. It's not going to work properly.
Maybe his mother procreated with a giant alien chicken, and he then slams Bash down, yelling at them that they're just mean people, and now they won't hear how cool his origin is. Edgar begins to shed a tear. Everyone tells him that they're sorry. They didn't mean to hurt his feelings. Go on, tell them his origin. 3 sad hours later, Edgar explained that Bliss and Bash captured Ivy was to make something that would make people treat everyone else like themselves. And Ivy asks,
then again, I could just do them. I don't know what to do. That just means I can do this.
Edgar, telling him actually one of her tenants just moved out. He can move in with her. A little while later, everyone helps Edgar move into his new apartment, and Harley tells him to just make sure the rent is on time and everything will be easy sailing. Tony says that if he wants, he can even have a job with them downstairs selling beer and popcorn, if that helps. Edgar begins to cry, telling them, "Of course! I've never had a job before! I would love it!" Ivy whispers to Harley that they
can't see the actual lines, but I don't think you're going to need to at the moment. Like I said, it's all basic. Today, just putting the basic colours down. I'll detail it tomorrow.
Some of the drug from the lab. Go on, have a smell. Don't worry, no one will notice. Now, as you can probably tell at this point, the Harley Quinn story is a bit...
And that's why you always keep your original image, unless you are just working straight from thing, but then you wouldn't have the problem of outlines, because your outlines would already be there.
But overall, I love this, and we intend to bring you as many of the Harley Quinn storylines that we can find that are kind of complete stories over the next couple of weeks to match it up to Suicide Squad. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget to check out our gaming channel, Eligible Monster, where we bring you Let's Plays and doing comic books and stuff like that. I do it with my wife, Natalie.
You're going to look horrendous, but like I said, it is the basic of basic, and you will see the difference when I put the lines on. I'm just quickly going over that because of the issue I'm going to have with the wings. Advertisements.
Deadshot is back in the group. It's time for things to actually go right, or be like the normal failures that the Suicide Squad is known for. Welcome to the Convinced Story Series, where I take trade paper.
They don't look as good now, eh, Nicole?
Then every day, dramatically back tweet all alterations to the panel specs and images, art-driven copyright problems, and all art is owned by respective companies. This is the third storyline in the Suicide Squad story.
I will outline the hands because they will need that little bit of detail.
It's the news that he's been waiting for to go on the next mission. The guard looks at him asking, "Why are you so happy?" Deadshot tells him, "Are you kidding? I finally get to go out." As soon as he walks into the next room, he sees Captain Boomerang. Well, here goes that. Amanda sits Deadshot, Boomerang, and Black Manta down and explains that there is a group of assassins that broke away from the League of Assassins going by the name of the League. The League felt that Ra's al Ghul's League of Assassins were getting soft. So they separated and have been getting their hands dirty while killing people, even in broad daylight. The intelligence that they have shows that this group is acquiring all kinds of black market tech from American super criminals. So Suicide Squad's mission is to join the ranks, find out what kind of weapons they have, and then kill everyone as they get out. They'll also have 3 other members assisting them on their escape. Harley Quinn, Reverse Flash...
Go get your coffee now, Cole. I'll
Who's Parasite? Deadshot tells them,
be a couple minutes doing this.
Who the hell's Grimace? Later, the 3 of them head over to...
Oh, they look like gooey, messy things.
Who's going to be getting them to the lead. As the
You see the difference between that and that? Well, that won't get affected by the black of the wings, whereas this would have over here on this side.
The one inside, Tomorrow Thief, tells them to have a seat.
Why is that open twice? Oh, that's where you're freaking out.
Everyone sits down and they begin to ask everyone how long are they going to have to wait. But before they get too antsy, bags are thrown over their heads and they're each taken away. Thankfully, Amanda Waller gave them a rundown of how to respond to the questions asked while being tortured. Each man is fully tortured and asked the questions about the League, but finally, after all of the beating,
what are you saying now? They look good. Yeah, they do look good on paper.
They all say yes.
They'll look like that again because I can shade off things and undershade and all sorts of different things. Look a lot better on paper. That's yesterday's again, and that's what I'm changing it to. But I will change, like I said, I will change it so it looks just as good as it did.
They are in school for 8 hours a day and kept in dormitories away from their families to make sure that they devote 100% concentration to the cause. Boomerang then asks, "What are the kids going to do on the weekends?" And the group stops. The assassin turns back and grabs Boomerang by the hand, asking him, "Do you know what we are building? We're building a new world!" He then slams Boomerang to the ground, and Manta says that there is no other way. They can't have any other distraction. Century, Sage walks over to Bonnie's office and tells her that he's feeling a bit terrible. He's been working here for a while now, and he absolutely knows nothing about how this place works. Would she mind giving him a quick tour? Bonnie, who is Amanda Waller's assistant, begins to take him around the prison and then takes him to their server room. Bonnie explains that this place is the central hub for everything that goes on here. She doesn't know that thanks to the...
I am planning on making the hands lighter, but like I said, I just want to get everything there. I want to get everything on the page today.
Amanda Waller asks what they're doing down in the server room, and Bonnie explains that she was giving Sage a tour. Waller then tells Sage that he's needed elsewhere to look over some potential team members right away. But as Sage leaves, Waller pulls Bonnie aside, telling her...
We're having buff issues, so I can't actually see anything, what I'm doing. So if I got any buff issues, let me know, Nicole. Because I was having quite a few earlier on today.
But Waller says that she doesn't think Bonnie is this stupid. So when is she finally going to realize how awful everyone is? Back in the League stronghold, the assassin explains that they will all be heading over to where they are attempting to synthesize Lazarus pits so that they can destroy it. Man doesn't live forever. Man was meant to die. Lazarus pits are blasphemy. 5 minutes later, back inside their room, Boomerang says that it might be time for them to leave and find out where the armory for the League is. We just need to kill as many of these whack jobs as we can. Go back to the friendly confines of our prison.
That's the hands. All right, let's go to skin. No, let's go to clothing.
And Boomerang comments that it's almost as if Manta likes...
We're going to keep with the same colours as yesterday. Again, we're just doing the basic colour on top. What colour? We have a darker colour, I think it was, wasn't it? Maybe lighter than that. Around about there, it was.
And then one assassin asks, "What kind of cancer did you bring here?" But before the assassins can do anything, Manta fires.
I wonder if I've got a texture that'll turn that like.
And then beats him up. Manta tells Boomerang that he has corrupted the youth. And when the assassin asks him what the
Worth using the textures now. What time have we
the
got?
next morning, Deadshot runs outside to see the assassins begin to move out on the facility. Deadshot jumps on the truck with Manta and he asks,
Leathery type, but I don't think there's anything that does leather.
He was corrupting the children.
That might be
Deadshot
leather.
states that you might want to be a little more specific about corrupting. And Manta tells him that he should be more focused
Ooh,
on the
I like
mission
that.
on hand than some social pollutants. Social pollutant? Where is he getting this stuff? Deadshot says. Over at the refinery, the men begin to rally, knowing that Saladin and his league are on the way. But before long, the league reaches the doors of the refinery where they're going to make more Lazarus pits and begins blasting their way in. An all-out war erupts as the league and the Pearl group begin to fight. Deadshot ends up not hitting anyone because of his prior injuries from the very first adventure. Just before he can take some medicine to calm his nerves, an explosion goes off, knocking the pill away. When he looks up, he sees Harley Quinn, Reverse Flash, and Parasite. Deadshot asks them what the hell are they doing here.
It's kind of like scaling.
They're actually here to stop Deadshot, Manta, and the League from destroying the refinery. They want the Lazarus Pit refinery. So Harley and Reverse Flash jump into battle against the League, but before long, Harley and Reverse Flash are taken out during the fight with the League's new weapons. Elsewhere in the facility, Saladin, the leader of the League, begins looking for the leader of the Pearl group, jumps out and knocks Saladin to the ground. Before he can fire the finishing shot, through the leader's chest. Saladin looks up to see Manta standing there, and he tells Manta he saved him. Manta tells him that he'll do anything for him. But after the battle is over, the League begins to walk away, and they somehow managed to capture both Parasite and Reverse Flash out in the middle of the desert, while Amanda Waller and the rest of them try to reach his communicator. Once the League gets back to the stronghold, they begin running tests on Parasite, trying to figure out if they can use his unique abilities to try and create new gear, while they lock Harley up with the rest of the children, because Harley Quinn, she begins to tell the kids that they stink like a bunch of old farts. So she tells them that it's not a compliment. Farts smell awful, you know. Farts. They continue to stare at her, so she puts her hands over her mouth. The kids begin to laugh, and then Harley keeps doing that just to make the kids laugh. Over in the armory, Saladin walks with Manta, telling him that he wanted to show him something, the thing that they're going to be using to change the world. This is it. Manta's finally going to discover what the League is going to do to propel their mission forward. He's met the leader of the group. He is able to finally complete his Suicide Squad mission, and Saladin shows him the time bomb. With everything that they've been gathering on the black market, they've managed to create a bomb that will send anyone anywhere that they want. Not only will they destroy their enemies, they will send them back to the Stone Age. Out in the desert, though, Reverse Flash tries to run, but with all of the injuries that he's been sustaining, including the one of his knee being blown out in the last adventure, he can't run very fast. But he does begin to pick up something on his comm. He overhears Amanda Waller trying to reach him, and then he tries to respond, but they can't hear him. Then he begins to hear them coming up with an alternative plan of just killing the entire squad because they can't reach them. Back in Deadshot's room, Manta returns and tells him that he has been with Saladin all day, and Saladin showed him their ultimate weapon that they've been working on. Deadshot says, "Great, let's blow that stuff up and then get out of here. Mission done." Manta looks back and tells him, "I'm not going to do that. Also, I'm not leaving."
Screen is breaking up. It might be because I was faffing around a moment ago. Oh yeah, I can see that now, yeah. There's a massive buff today. I really am apologise enough for this screen today.
He tells them that not many people know this, but he has a daughter about this kid's age. He could easily just go to the extraction point and leave. And then he thinks about his daughter and he wonders what she would do. He flicks his cigarette.
Might be because I did that. Give me a sec. If now when I better now. Could be because I'm not on the table. Give me a second. Does that do anything? Or I can see the phone, so I'll. Your mum. Cool. She can give me some input as well. Oh shit, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. There we go.
Reverse Flash makes his way back into town, and when he looks around, he sees some of the kids wandering alone. He asks them what happened here. The kids don't say anything, and they start throwing rocks at him. Reverse Flash then heads over to the door that the kids came out of, and as they continue to throw rocks at him, he overcharges himself to scare the kids off, and he wonders, what are these kids up to? He then turns and looks down the hallway to see a group of dead bodies, and Harley sitting in one of the cells. Reverse Flash asks her, What happened? And Harley tells him, I just kept killing the guards. It was hilarious. And then the kid stopped laughing. I'm always the last one left.
Give me a second, I've got to get rid of that because I'll be copyrighted to whole hell. Got a little tune in the background. That's a squeak. Sooty and Squeak. Does anybody remember that? An old cartoon.
Are you still one? He tells her that he's not sure.
Why am I individually doing this? Why are you being stupid? Right.
Elsewhere, Manta and Saladin eat together. And Manta begins to explain what the current situation is and the problem with it. He explains that his former partners won't be an issue. The problem they're going to run into is the fact that Task Force X members have bombs implanted into them, including himself. Saladin thinks that maybe they can use this to their advantage. They can have Manta on camera denounce the United States and reveal Task Force X to everyone. Manta looks at Saladin and he tells him, you may have missed something, because then they would kill me if I did that. And Saladin tells him, yes, gloriously! Before Manta can even argue with the plan, a soldier appears telling Saladin that the clown girl has escaped from herself. Saladin looks over at Manta and he tells him, you're coming with me to finish this. On the other side of town, Deadshot watches as
speed up a little bit. It's taking me ages to do this.
Water. He starts to plan a shot. The way he looks at it, he could kill Boomerang and end the suffering. Or maybe he can shoot the pump that's filling the tube with water. Deadshot's arm begins to shake and he readies himself and takes the shot. But instead of hitting the pump, he hits the guard next to it.
Pump,
His injuries
pump,
are still
pump.
too great. The guards start to blast at where the shot came from, and soon Deadshot's room explodes. Deadshot dives to the floor, and then he looks back and he notices the doors start to creak open, and without a second thought, he begins to fire at it. A second later, Reverse Flash appears behind him, telling him to stop wasting bullets. And then he hands him back his rifle, and Deadshot asks him, what about Boomerang? Reverse Flash tells him not to worry. We already rescued Boomerang. Kind of did everything in one big motion. But we need to hurry and get out of here. As the four of them manage to get away, they hide out in an old office building.
I don't know if you can see it, but it's actually quite scaly. That'll be a good effect. Stretching.
Reverse Flash tells him, you know, the big purple guy absorbs people's energy and superpowers. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about him. Over in the armory vault, Manta and Saladin prepare for Manta's broadcast, but Manta starts to tell him that they should really focus on actually handling the other members of his team before going on the air. Saladin tells him no, they will
I just read your comment. You actually explained how to subscribe. But again, I can't say thank you enough for the comments on the you like the stuff, especially from your mum.
It's just delaying the broadcast. Manta tells him that that's not true, but he's really worth more alive. Saladin lunges at him, telling him that he's nothing, and Manta grabs him by the neck. Reverse Flash makes his way into the lab with Parasite. He tells him that they should go outside. There's tons of energy out there right now. When Parasite gets outside, it doesn't take him long to regain his strength, and he starts to tear down the entire place. And then off of the side,
another texture for Hunter.
Remember the guy now. Back inside the vault, Manta tries to open the door, but Saladin crawls out, telling him it's too late. He'll never escape. Manta tells him, if it's about the door, I've already figured that out. And then Saladin tells him, I wasn't talking about the door. He presses a button on a bomb. Outside, Manta
I don't like that.
They need to leave before Saladin's men finds out and he kills Saladin. Deadshot then begins to question Manta, but Manta
No, I'll go up to Texas now. We'll just go basic color. The paint, maybe we'll find something in paint.
Tries to come up with something to say, but then he gets hit in the head with a rock. The kids begin to chase after the Suicide Squad with sticks and rocks, throwing them at the squad as they pile into a truck to get away. But as they drive away,
I keep trying to use different colors.
And Harley quietly says,
That's watercolor. We don't want that.
They'll all be a bunch of dinosaurs problems. But Manta goes on to state that the leader did manage to set off.
No, we'll just go to the basic ones.
That is going to send Nick back to the Stone Age. Reverse Flash realizes that there are still people there. And Deadshot tells him, I'd like to help too, but at this point, there's nothing we can do. Everyone begins to agree with Deadshot that it's really pointless to go back. They're all going to die. Reverse Flash tells him, no, I'm not going to be a monster, and everyone is worth saving. Reverse Flash jumps out of the back of the pickup truck and he begins to run back. He grabs a hold of the bomb, and then he starts to make his way into the ocean.
Do straight lines with a mouse.
As he runs back out there, he begins to lose his balance, and he trips, falling into the water. The bomb begins to go off, and he tries to swim away. But the blast is too big, and it swallows up Daniel West, Reverse Flash. Back at Belle Reeve, Bonnie reports to Amanda that the mission was a success. They did have one casualty, though. Reverse Flash was lost, unfortunately. Amanda looks at Bonnie and tells her she knew something was up a stage. She just received word that she is now to be out on the missions with the team from now on. As Amanda leaves, she tells Bonnie that she'll have to watch Sage, prove to her that she is not worthless. However, back at Saladin's stronghold, members of the Pearl Group go through and find one of Saladin's men alive. The man says that this is a fantastic find for them. Soon, Task Force X's days will surely be numbered. And that brings us to the conclusion of this chapter of the Suicide Squad. Now, if you've been following along, you know that the team likes to rotate out. So it's probably the end of Reverse Flash. We'll bring you more of the Suicide Squad very soon. I hope you guys enjoy them as much as I do, because I've always been a huge fan of the Suicide Squad, but I've been literally sitting on all of these stories so I can bring them out around the movie for you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Comic Story and Instagram at Comic Story, and I'll see you guys next time right here.
Big morning. Introducing Up and Go Energize, the new high-protein breakfast shake from Up and Go.
Go away, Edwards!
What happens to the Suicide Squad when they go off book? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks in single issue, and I break them down into digestible bites so that I can read them dramatically back to you. Before the Suicide Squad recruits me, puts a collar on me, and makes my head blow up. All alterations to the panel section images are to prevent copyright problems and keep myself out of Bell Reed, and all art is owned by respective companies. This continues the story of the Suicide Squad that we started. When we last left off, Amanda Waller was forced to run with the Suicide Squad.
Okay, so that's the fun goes. What's next?
Looking into a room, looking into getting into a new type of business, the drug business. The deal seems to be going very well, so Boomerang
Do the clothing, so still on clothing. Do skin in a moment. That's the clothes.
Unsure as to why you'd want to see it, but as he begins to
Not
get
very much clothing, but it's there.
takes over. Harley comes following behind, and then Deadshot and Boomerang run behind Parasite, asking, "What took so long?" I had to listen to Boomerang talk for half an hour. The dealers begin to open fire, and Boomerang stumbles out of the room and takes cover with Amanda Waller. Amanda asks what the hell went on, and Boomerang says that he thought that they would bring some drugs to the deal. They always do that on TV. These drugs are a bit different, though. Other than just giving a person a normal high, they also get a random superpower. More thugs begin to show up.
Cool. Give me like a extra fadey.
Question comes up.
It was purpley, wasn't it? Those. So let's take that again. Similar purple. Oh, that's very pink. No.
Amanda jumps over asking what the hell is
Darker than that, I think.
Deadshot tells her it's his arm. He's been taking these painkillers, so he should be fine. Amanda tells him that he's useless without his aim, so you better suck it up because she has no time for excuses today. If you're finding the situation a bit odd, if you remember last time when we ended, Amanda Waller had been placed onto the Suicide Squad to go on missions with them. So now, on their new mission, Amanda Waller is with them. Parasite begins to make his way back into the club, and all of the thugs begin opening fire with their powers at him. Parasite grabs a from and he begins to charge himself up with all of the energy that they're putting off. And once he's fully charged, he lets out a massive explosion. The blast is so powerful
I have to do this in one go then.
Out into the streets. Two of which are Harley Quinn and Amanda Waller. Amanda looks at the ground and notices the pills, and then she sees Harley putting her arms up, and the two of them find themselves surrounded by the police. The officer tells them not to flee, and then he's hit in the back of the head by a rock, and in the crowd, a Boomerang shouts, "Power to the people!" And then others begin to join in as soon as a riot breaks out. Once Amanda Waller and the others get some cover, she checks in with Deadshot to find out where the drug boss ran off to, and then she tells them to stay there. She's gonna go find them. As Amanda begins to get back up, she looks at a truck and notices the badge on it shows the product of the Pearl Group. Deadshot radios back that the boss ran out back, and Amanda tells him to just hang back and keep an eye on Parasite. She then heads out around the building, cutting the man off, telling him to freeze. He tells her, "Please, we can work out a deal." And Amanda doesn't respond and begins to look at his gun. The tag on the gun says, "Martyr System." And the man asks,
Right, that's that. We're going to do the stocking. We're going to keep stockings white.
He asks Bonnie to look
Like
at
that.
the companies for her. Martyr System, Clear Pharmaceuticals, and the Pearl Group. After some research, Bonnie tells her that these are all three companies owned by the Calvary Group, also known as the Corvus Group.
I'll go back to the
Amanda
comments.
realizes that this was the company running the Lazarus Pit refinery all the way back in the Middle East, and she says that she's going to have to go silent for a while and tells Bonnie that they never had this conversation. But before Bonnie can tell her to wait,
What are you saying there?
Bonnie runs over to find Vic.
Things entertaining. Things you did have subscribe was to explain how to, you had to explain how to do it for her. Yeah. Loving it, thank you. She really likes Lily. She woke me up last night to tell me.
He looks down at the control panel that activates the bombs. He presses terminate.
But your mum woke you up to tell you, or Lily woke you up. Are you dreaming about Lily? Is that what you're saying?
Their government-appointed supervisor is actually actually working for a particular group of those corporations. Vic has been acting strange ever since his return from Washington during the last mission. He was very concerned about the.
I'm glad she's checking back on other things, though.
Which is also owned
Oh, your
by
ma.
Discovery. So for now, the
Your ma woke you up to tell you. Oh, goodness me. Thank you very much. I really didn't like doing that as well.
But Amanda tells them this is serious. That is why they went dark. Deadshot says, so we've affected.
Excellent. Thank you.
Why aren't our heads
To both of you.
exploded? She says that she went ahead and disengaged them before the start of the mission. She was never going to give Vic the power to kill them. Everyone begins to look at Amanda. They
Yeah, I get what you mean by your ma.
neck bomb situation. So
I call my mum.
they jump from their seats and begin to
Mama.
take down Amanda
Mummy.
Waller. She jumps away and
Mum.
everyone begins to attack
Mummy.
her.
Ma.
She jumps
Mama.
over the captain, breaking with her gun, telling everyone that why can't they see that she's the best thing to happen to them? What would they be without her? Boomerang says, our freedom, which is better than following your orders. So she continues to
So
fire
if we
and
colour them?
into attack, but Amanda takes the candlestick Harley had and
You
hits
mean
her
the
in head.
stockings?
Deadshot appears behind
I mean, I can just, I'll put them in white and then, or what I could do is have them red with the skin and then shade on top of that with a bit of white.
She asks them, they feel better now. And Deadshot tells her, almost. She responds with, go ahead.
Oh, you won't lose the pattern. I'll be able to do the pattern on top.
For a minute and tells her, what? No.
Pattern will stay there.
Amanda tells him it's the same thing. She didn't get rid of them.
It'll be white with a pattern on top. What you're seeing now is not going to be the finished piece. Like I said, I'm going to put a lot more detail to it, but I really want to get all the colours down, ready for tomorrow.
Deadshot says, fine. What's the plan? And Amanda tells him the plan is to do what she says when she says it. He rolls his eye, stating, well, this is going to be great. Back at Belle Reeve, though, Vic visits Manton in his cell, telling him that he needs his help. He might have something that he wants, like
Unlike in when you do it on paper, you can just do it as is. But this, I have to do detail afterwards.
He stands up, tells him, actually, that's something.
Okay.
Later, Amanda Waller flies the squad over to Dallas to get some information.
Remember not to press the X when I do that. I press the X. Goodbye to the stream. I have to restart. Where are we to now? Where are we at? Still on this, so make that smaller. Like that.
Everyone tells her yes, but Harley didn't seem very interested. They all get to Dallas, and Boomerang begins to create the first part of the plan by driving a truck into the Calvary Corporation building to drop off a specimen. The guard looks through his information, tells him that he actually doesn't see anything about deliveries coming in, and Boomerang asks him, are you sure? You should check that again. And then suddenly, there's a giant explosion. Inside of the building, some of the guards begin to escort the Calvary CEO, Miss Pesta, to her office. That's when she shuts the door and she hears a voice telling her to sit down. She looks back to see Amanda Waller sitting in her desk with Deadshot aiming his gun at her. She tells Amanda that this is rather dramatic. You could have just set up an appointment.
Okay, so now we'll go to skin.
He tackles into her asking, what are you doing? She tells him that
Do the hair on top afterwards.
She's not having any fun. So he grabs her, telling her to quit.
Right, it was red skin, wasn't it?
So she pulls back, telling him that he can't tell her what to do.
Hmm.
Warren says that's funny. He thought she liked it when Ben told her what to do. Then Harley punches him, telling him to shut up. And then she starts fighting off all of the guards, telling them all to shut up. Back in Miss Pesta.
That red or a little bit lighter?
Miss Pesta, why is it that she's trying to take down Task Force X? And she tells her that they simply grown frustrated with their presence. They're ruining all of the deals that they have in the other countries. The problem is that Task Force X technically doesn't exist, so they have to handle it themselves by creating a team of metahumans. Creating that team, though, was harder than it seemed. They were not able to control them, as they could tell from the hero that they fought against in China. Amanda then asks, how did Vic Sage get involved in all of this? And Miss Pesta says that he is probably the reason that they found out that their company was even involved. Vic knew that working with Task Force X, he wouldn't be rather productive, so they reached out to him, and it turned out that they both wanted the same thing, to get rid of Task Force X and destroy Amanda Waller. So he came up with a plan to leak
If we was to do the
to one of the inmates.
stockings on the earlier comment, yeah, we would lose a little bit of the effect of the crisscross pattern if we did it red. Be more like an actual fishnet. You would lose a lot of actual detail on the pattern. Not if you did it on white though.
Secret government program. Besides, it's not like she doesn't have any evidence. Finally,
A little lighter, yeah, I can do the skin lighter.
States that she wants to put all of this behind them now. So give Amanda all of the evidence that pins all of the wrongdoings on Vic Sage and just leave the corporation out of it. Back in the lab, Harley and Boomerang continue fighting off the guards while Parasite starts to crawl through.
Something like
absorb until he finds a
these
giant
work.
server. He tries to absorb it,
Oh,
but nothing
wrong colour.
happens. So
Oh,
he takes
actually,
off some of the wiring and he hooks himself directly to the
sorry,
server
Matt.
until
Turn
he
this up a
finally
bit.
begins to feel the energy.
Let's
He stands back up and
stick
releases
with
the charge, and then
this.
he falls back to the ground. Boomerang looks at him and states, "That guy really does have a problem." So Amanda and Deadshot leave Miss Pestis' office, and Deadshot asks if they're really just
Make
gonna
that
let her
bigger.
go. And Amanda
Don't have to worry
states,
about anything here.
"It's not going anywhere for now. Besides, we need to get back over to Dale Reed before Vic does something stupid." Back at the prison,
It's very glowy. We don't need one glowy, do we?
Trying to locate Vic, but no one
Let's go
seems to have seen
back
him
to him
around.
again.
Out of the server room, Vic gives Black Manta the data on Task Force X and how Amanda Waller is the ringleader of this whole thing. So all Black Manta has to do is give this flash drive to his friends over at Cavalry Corporation. Before the plan can be put into motion, Vic
Give me a second, I'm not going to go in the middle.
and when he turns around, he sees Bonnie. She asks Vic why he's doing all of this. He states that what he's doing is the right thing. She can even come with him to the Cavalry Corporation. Bonnie still doesn't think that this whole thing is right, and Manta tells
There's a
Vic
little bit of a
to hurry up.
see-through
No.
look as well.
Vic reaches into his coat and he tells Bonnie sorry. Then he shoots her in the chest. Bonnie falls to the ground, and before the two of them can leave, Vic hears another
Is that too light for you?
Amanda. She's outside with members of the FBI and has evidence of him planning to betray the United States government. They also know that he released Black Manta, so they can surrender themselves, or the police can come in and take Vic Sage and Black Manta by force. They have 5 minutes to comply. Inside, Black Manta slams Vic against the wall, telling him that he never should have trusted him, and Vic tells him not to worry. "I have a plan." A few moments later, Amanda receives a radio call that all of the inmates have been released. Every prisoner in Belle Reve is on the loose. Amanda tells the men
What do you think of that?
their team's going to handle the inmates, and her team will handle Vic. So they all begin to walk through the wards, not bothered by all the fighting, until Amanda finally reaches Vic's stage. Vic tries to escape through a vent, and Black Manta sees Amanda and tells her that enough of this sneaking.
Well, I saw the hand. When I was drawing the actual picture, I was looking through other pictures for like hand gesturing hands, and I saw that sort of hands reaching out, and I thought, oh wow, I've got to put that in. So yeah, when I saw it, I was like, this is beckoning somebody over to her, sort of thing.
Before he can land, Amanda then begins to punch Vic, but before she can land another hit, Black Manta grabs her by the neck and pulls her off. She tries to fight back, but Manta just hits her.
Do you like that red?
By her neck, telling her that this all ends now. Deadshot leans up, fires one shot, and that shot goes through Manta's wrist. Amanda gets back up after falling to the ground, telling Deadshot, "Nice shot." And Boomerang walks over to Black Manta, stepping on that newly injured.
You like that color?
He then puts
Okay.
a sharp boomerang in the hole, telling him that he's been looking forward to this ever since that beating that Black Manta gave him back in the Middle East. Soon, the rest of the FBI make their way into the kitchen, and Amanda orders them to take everyone back into custody. Boomerang begins to shout out that "you promised us our freedom!" And Amanda tells him that was never actually on the table. You guys are murderers, come on. But with all of this over, where's Bonnie? As the days pass, Amanda attends Bonnie's funeral, and then she goes
Go back over this
She asks, why
in a
would he
second.
take
I'll
her? And he
get
says
rid
that
of
he
the skin
remembers
color.
something about if she dies,
zoom in.
they're all going to die.
I'll go back over the
She asks
skin
if
color
you
again.
really believe that? Deadshot says, just as much as she was going to let them go, which wasn't much. But he did have a crazy dream. He was missing an arm. And everyone forgot about the Suicide Squad in these cells. And then Amanda showed up stating that they needed him.
And I'll go over the white in a
The
second.
rest is blurry, but the dream made him feel useful. He's not really good at anything other than shooting people. And here, he can do that. They're all trapped in here for what they are. A hateful rage machine, psychotic clown girl, or Captain Boomerang. But at least this place lets them be what they are some of the time. But if she is just like them here, she needs this place as much as they do. Because this is all she's good for. She may not be locked up, but she can't leave.
I'll do that middle piece as
Where would
well.
all of them go? And that is the Suicide Squad. It concludes a
Again, I can just go boop, gone, back in, gone, back again. That's where we do the layers. And that's why we always keep the original until the very, 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 very end, until I'm completely happy with everything. As you can see, that's just the skin there underneath everything. And then we've got the clothing on top. Blank layer for the wings, which is going to be hopefully work the way I want it to. Actually, the wings need to be underneath everything. So let's move the wings to the very bottom. And then the hands on top. There's a first image. Where were we to? We're on the skin.
Running to game when you hear about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh my god, shut up. No one cares. I want the game, I get it. Still playing Spider-Man. Got loads to do on that yet. And I'm really enjoying it. Like, really enjoying it. It's coming close to the end story though, which I'm not. It's going to be a sad day when that happens. And that's why I'm going to get the DLC that extend the game.
He's not afraid of death. That's what gives him his edge. Inside the compound, some of the higher-ups watch as Deadshot tears through their defenses, looking for La Paz.
That looks horrible, but I will put the lines in. That looks horrible. Well, no, it's good for that.
Telling them that his family was killed by a bunch of drug dealers. One of the men then asks if he just has a vendetta against narcos. And then, in a hail of bullets flying across the room, Deadshot tells them, "Nope, it's just my new job." Deadshot tells the men that they are the only 3 men left.
I go back to shit. No, it's alright.
He radios into Amanda Waller, telling her that La Paz was here, but they missed him. After 3 months of sitting in the cell,
Looks like I'm covering up, but I'm not.
After reading the letter, he demands an answer.
Not eventually, I won't.
Asking if this is true. If he's really in hospice, he needs to go take care. But Waller stops him, telling him that no, he won't. Besides, he already has his next assignment. Even though they couldn't get La Paz, they did find out that he has a daughter in the States, and they're going to secure her. La Paz has been paying a rather large sum of money to the Falcone family in return for keeping her safe. But with everyone already out on other assignments, Deadshot's going to be moving on this mission, and he's going to be getting.
I'll do some detail on the face before that because I don't want to cover that up. I want to see that before I do.
Deadshot once in the Gotham County lockup, but Deadshot tells him that he doesn't remember that. And then he turns to Waller. "Why me? I'm not going to babysit a rookie." But then Will headbutts Deadshot, breaking his nose. Deadshot pulls out a gun from Will's holster and fires the shot next to Will's ear, telling him that they're even now. Neither are exactly thrilled about the situation. Deadshot leaves Will the plan is easy, and wait for La Paz's daughter Lenora to return from school. Once she starts to arrive, Will starts tranquilizing the soldiers around them, but then a gun goes off. Will calls out that Deadshot's side isn't clear, so change of plans. Will jumps down and begins shooting everyone until their radio contact, Olivia, calls in for Deadshot to report in, but Deadshot's not at his post. Deadshot left his post, and he started to travel towards his parents' home. He needed to give a promise before he died.
I can't believe the difference in these glasses, though.
Back at the Falcone,
I can actually see what I'm doing. It's great.
Olivia contacts Waller to let her know about the situation. Amanda sits with Deadshot.
When I put them on earlier on the first time, it was like, what the hell have I been doing all this time?
At the law in the state, Deadshot stands
I mean, I got glasses anyway, but they're like, what, 5-year-old?
Got caught by the stray bullets. But really, that was all a lie. The truth is, Deadshot came from an
Yeah, scratched all buggery. It's like walking through a fog field all the time.
And his older brother, and his mother would just let it happen. His
Not
older brother
anymore,
Eddie
though.
would at times take beatings for Deadshot until one day it went too far. The night that it went too far,
They're actually
Deadshot
comfortable.
decided
They're not all
to
wonky as well from where I wear my last ones. We're always wearing them in my my bike, and the bike helmet make the glasses all bendy. Made it like, how to explain? One eye was like, it looked like I was, what's this, that guy? What's it? Hey you guys! What's he off? The Goonies. The glasses were trying to do that.
There's not enough forgiveness for that man. Maybe she was trying to get some absolution for herself by taking care of him. She stands up and she tells him that he should be.
Are you comfortable with that color?
And Deadshot tells her, "I'm not that lucky." She then tells him to leave. She won't let him touch his father. This is all his fault anyway. So he pushes her to the side, and Mrs. Lawton tells him that he was the one who killed Eddie. Deadshot tells her to shut up. And then the beeping from the lights
Okay, you've been messaging me. I can't see them.
Mr. Lawton passed away. Deadshot tells him, "No, it was supposed to be me that was going to kill you."
Brian, are you
Deadshot
telling me to
then
take a
breaks
break
the life
again?
support machine. And his
You
mother
are.
tells him that he ruined everything. He's no son to her. He's nothing. And the two of them sit on their knees. Deadshot begins to get up, and he says, "This is me," looking her right in the eye. Mrs. Lawton tells him to do it. "Do it, you little piece of..." And then a gunshot goes off. Deadshot begins to leave. As he does, he sees a picture of his daughter, Susan. They knew? What did they tell her about him? You see, Deadshot had the daughter that he...
The bottom looks better than the top.
No one should have known about her. Somehow, his now dead parents knew. Back in the
How do you mean?
Waller sits still, holding Deadshot's remote. In the Suicide Squad, you have a bomb placed in your neck, which will blow up your head if you do anything wrong.
You got to start from the bottom to make you go to the top, and then you get here.
Harley asks Waller if she's going to do it. Waller tells her no. She knows where Deadshot is, but if he doesn't come quietly, take him out. Deadshot begins to go through the records of his home, and he sees that his parents paid off Suchin's mother and then put her into foster care so that she would not be able to claim any of the family fortune. The worst part about all of this was that Waller knew about it, but he won't have to hunt her down.
Yeah, I'll put shading on the guy on the top. I've got to put the
And as the soldiers begin to storm the house, Deadshot opens fire on them.
Of course, I've got to put the detail lines in there.
Deadshot shoots a boomerang out of Boomerang's hand, telling him, "This is your."
And I will shade the whole thing again. I'll put a darker tone all over it. But I think the glowing will sort of, yeah, I see what you mean by the glowing.
Not killing her, but slowing her down quite a bit. Boomerang sees this, and before he can throw another boomerang, he's shot through the arm. Deadshot then radios up Waller, telling her to stop cowering.
The bottoms, I've actually got something over the top of it, over the bottom of it, top of it, to show she's got like a skimpy, what's it called? What's that material? Not lace. It's lace? Might be lace. I don't know. But yeah, like very shrong. Thing they wear at the beach. Shrong.
Soon Deadshot wakes up in intensive care.
They women at the beach.
He asks her why she didn't just kill him, and she tells him that she still has plans for him. He's more of an insurance plan.
I see what you mean.
As Waller begins to leave, he tells her that he will kill her, and she tells him, "Aim lower first. Try wiggling your toes."
It is very glowy.
Once Waller leaves, Will comes to pay a visit.
I could do that again quickly. It's not gonna take me long.
That story that Deadshot tells
So I'll change it to like a more of that color.
That was Will's story. Deadshot stole it when they met in prison a while back, but it doesn't matter anymore. Waller thinks Deadshot's expendable, which is what Will wanted. That way,
Okay, all I can do is go back to the thing, go
Will and the rest of the squad head
like
out on
this.
their next mission, which is the 15th annual Red Marketplace. This is the ultimate trade show for
Why are they up? I was doing that on wings. No, that's a good job. You said that because I have been doing that on the wrong layer.
What better way to break in the new Deadshot than to bid his contract kills? With Will on display for people to bid on, everyone in the Suicide Squad begins to target their objectives. The red market.
Yeah, I'll change the color of it. I do see what you mean, but it's very glowy.
After getting the okay to engage, Will begins to fire into
And that's the
crowd.
beauty of digitation. You can just go la 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 la, no longer there.
After losing his family to stray bullets from drug dealers,
I might put the stockings in now. Now you've said about it. Put them in white.
Deadshot, someone that Will looked up to. Deadshot told him that he was good at what he does because he
Yeah, a bit of a
doesn't care
darker
if he
white.
lives or dies. But Will saw it the other way around because he did care about himself, which is what made him good at what he does. Will started working small jobs and soon became recruited by the red market. But the thing that he didn't know was that he was contracted for life. So after taking jobs for a couple of years and then training for several more, Will set out to prove that he is the best.
I'm glad you like the original. What's your plans with the original then?
His family tragedy, making it his backstory. So
I can get that one scanned off on the computer.
Will got what he wanted from
And it'll be just as is.
now,
Because like I said, I don't give out originals anymore.
Harley and Boomerang begin rounding up.
But what I'll scan off will give it given to you.
Both of them. Waller then radios in telling them that that is not the objective.
I think if I was to send it over to you from here, it would get damaged anyway.
Waller then contacts Diablo and tells him that he will contain Will. But when Diablo attacks him, Will steps through his attack and shoots him in the head. The remaining directors then head toward the helipad trying to escape, and Will follows after them. Olivia waits outside telling Waller that they need to detonate Will's bomb, but then she looks down and sees that she doesn't have Will's remote. And Waller says that Will actually doesn't have a neck bomb. A second later, Olivia is shot. Will hurt her, and as the other helicopters begin to fly off, Will fires off his guns, killing the remaining board members. Amanda begins to call back the remaining members of Task Force X, and to get Diablo the medical attention that he's going to need to live. She knew she picked wrong with Will. She needed Floyd back, but when she went to go check on Floyd's cell, he was already gone. Amanda rushes back to the monitoring room to watch the video of Deadshot in his cell. She watches him do his normal routine, but that's when she realizes he was taking the silverware from his meals to create surgical instruments, and he cut the bomb out of his neck. He then took the bomb, planted it, and blew a hole in the wall, and once he got out, he took his guard's uniform and snuck out of the building. Amanda tells her team to clean up the mess and get ready to report for a debriefing. For now, she's going to let him think that he's in control. Once Deadshot broke free, he left to gather his supplies, clean up, and pay a visit to someone. Suchin, his daughter. Deadshot brings her a stuffed panda, and the two of them leave. While walking, he asked, "Pandas are your favorite, right?" She tells him no, it was actually koalas. Deadshot spends time with his daughter, and then finally reports get back to Waller that they've located Floyd Lawton. But her men question, why are they not to take him in? Waller explains that Floyd has unfinished business with Will. After that, they'll pick him up. So right now, they just need to put out the media blitz that the original Deadshot is alive. Elsewhere, though, Will has been doing freelance contract kills as the new Deadshot, but when he goes to collect his payments, his employer only gives him $3 million out of the $10 million deal. Will asks, what about the original price? But the employer tells him, yeah, $10 million for Deadshot, which you're not. The media said the real Deadshot is back. He then brings up an article showing Floyd is broken out of jail. Later, Floyd begins to shave his head and shave his mustache. He plans to take Suchin away. But when he goes to pick her up from foster care, he sees the door to her home is shot up. Floyd runs in and sees the
Suchin, that's a name of a suture.
stuffed panda that he gave Suchin. On the note, it reads, "Your life or hers, signed W." Deadshot
Name of a
foster kids, and one of them tells him,
wrapping from when you're going to hospital.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get her back.
If you burn yourself or if you cut yourself. No, suture isn't. It's the needle. Needle and thread, suture.
Deadshot has several laser sights pointed at him.
You get yourself sewn up after giving yourself a nasty cut.
Okay. These people will take care of you. And one of the kids tells Waller that she better not shoot the nice man. He's gonna say Suchin. Waller leans down and tells him,
ignore
yes.
that.
She knows.
Suchin's just a name.
Will prepares for Deadshot to arrive, and he tells Suchin that he knows that this all might seem scary, but no matter what terrible things can happen, she can rise above it. Deadshot begins to travel to the location, but he informs Amanda that before he cuts off the radio, he knows that they don't see eye to eye. But she will do something for him once this is done. And not because it's for him, but because it's the right thing to do. And it's the only way that he'll work for her again. Deadshot arrives on the island that Will told him to come to. And he finds gear laid out before him. On the screen, Will appears and he tells him that this is a game. To see who is the best.
Oh, I just did that on skin.
If it gets played, Suchin will go free.
Did the wrong layer. I did on the right layer. Don't fucking motivate. Somebody shoot me. Clothing.
Deadshot responds with, "Shut up."
I hate myself.
Showing a general area of where the other ones are at so they can plan their shots. But as Will gets into position, Deadshot fires 2 shots. One hits Will's rifle, the second hits Will's combat arm,
dedicated.
his eyes on Deadshot. So Deadshot begins to close in on the lighthouse where Will is hiding. However, for Deadshot, this isn't the game. And he takes off his helmet so that he can sneak up on Will. But that doesn't matter. Will has proximity sensors in the suit, and he fires back, hitting Deadshot. The shots don't stop him, though, and Deadshot charges after Will, punching him, while Will continues to fire shots at him. Will says
We
that only wouldn't have followed him to his grave. So Deadshot takes what strength he has left, and he pushes Will over the edge. As the men follow, Deadshot leans in and he tells Will, "You talk too much." And he fires one shot right through Will's eyes. Later, Amanda and her men show up to clean up the mess. And when Deadshot picks up Suchin,
You know where that's from, anybody?
The madman is gone. And he tells her yes, no one will ever hurt her again. Deadshot tells Amanda.
I'm watching the latest series that come out on
3
Netflix.
weeks later, Deadshot walks
There's another one.
he's on a playground. Suchin asks if he's going to come out and play, and he tells her that he would. But they're going to get ready to take her to her new home.
Please say I'm on the right layer. Yes, I am. Just check it quickly.
Deadshot tells her he knows, and he's sorry. And then a voice tells her that his country needs him. Waller tells Suchin that Floyd is a very important man.
We need you.
So she asks, like a superhero? And Deadshot tells her, something like that. Deadshot and Suchin say their goodbyes. And Floyd is taken back to Belle Reeve. And Harley says, "Hey, the stash is back!" And he tells her, "It just didn't feel right to not have it." She hands him a ball and a mitt so he can go back to throwing his ball against his cell wall. Once inside, he does just that. It's a fun little side story explaining Deadshot, but what I found really interesting about this is a recent story retconning the origin of Floyd Lawton that we gave to you about a week ago. These are both technically his origins because the original was the original origin and this is the retconned origin. So let me know, which one do you like?
You love to retcon things and everybody knows what's going on at all times. Retcon means basically reboot. Comic version. And the only reason they probably rebooted it is because the film did something, and the fans that watch the films have now got control over the actual comics themselves, which I don't like, because the comics are the originals. If there was no comics, there would be no films. It's kind of the same thing that It's kind of the same thing they do with
Like
books.
First on PS4.
They make a book, which is normally better than the film. I'll get rid of that a minute.
Can Harley team up with Deadshot to do some good? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take great paperbacks and single issues and I break them down in an identical bite to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations of the panel, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by your respective.
The cover.
Harley Quinn at this
Thank you
point
very much.
Timeline owns an
I'm glad you like that. It's not as much. I'm glad you like it that much that you'll have it as a book cover. I'll try and get this one just as good then, so you can actually have a decent digital version. I'll really work on this one then if you're going to do that.
Miss Adaro has been selling the office's equipment to raise money so that she can afford.
That's the whole real reason I actually do digital, so you get a better version. Sort of, it's easy to. I can email it basically. You can print it out at your leisure. That's awesome. Thank you.
Harley finds herself sitting and waiting for her luggage because the airline seems to have lost it. Back in New York, Miss Adaro is stopped by a figure asking why their deal was called off. And she tells the man that someone else actually took the job. She didn't need to hire him. So the man asks, where can they find this man? And Miss Adaro explains that it was actually a woman named Harley Quinn. The man responds with, oh, this is going to be fun. Back in California, Harley makes her way to the residence where Miss Adaro has been receiving letters from the kidnappers to find out who's been sending them. When she gets there, she sees that there's a party going on, and it doesn't look very cult-like to her. So she finds the man in charge, Nick, who is holding court in his hot tub. Harley tells her she's
let's
looking
go
for
to
a girl named
skin again.
Sparrow,
We have that red
and
there,
Nick
so we'll make
tells
it a
her
little
he
bit
knows her. They should
darker.
probably talk inside. Nick begins to get out of the hot
there's not
tub
some
with
gluey.
his pants on, and Harley asks if he would like to get dressed. He tells her he's good. After they get inside, Nick makes Harley a
sticker.
sandwich, telling her that the letter
Indeed.
did come from here in an attempt to get blackmail out of her mother. But Sparrow is no longer here. She probably went to the chateau where she normally hangs out. While Harley's eating her sandwich, she begins to hear a loud bang. Soon men appear, telling everyone that this is a robbery. Harley puts her finger in one of the robber's guns, and then through her sandwich-filled mouth, she tells them that she's kind of in the middle of something, so if they could just give her a moment to finish. One of the men then hits Harley in the back of the head, telling her to shut
We
up.
heard this
and as
yesterday.
She falls down, she grabs a knife and stabs the man in the foot. She then turns and kicks the lights out of the other men, causing them to fall down. The man that she stabbed then gets back up and starts to fire his gun, but misses Harley. Harley then takes the gun from him and shoots him right in the face. And then she starts to chase after the other robbers who are starting to escape. But as Harley runs outside and chases one of the men across the street, lights appear out of nowhere, and zooming around the corner is a cop car hitting the robber. The cops jump out of the car and they arrest Harley for running around with a bloody knife, and they throw her in the back of the cop car. Thankfully, though, Harley is double treated where it counts. She manages to get the cuffs off, and she proceeds to steal the cop car. When she gets back to town, she notices a cowboy walking the streets, and he doesn't seem to have a horse. So she offers the cowboy a ride. I mean, wouldn't you do the same thing if you saw a cowboy without a horse? Harley asks the cowboy if they're going on an adventure, because her having a cop car and now having a cowboy sidekick means that they can have an adventure. The two drive over to the chateau where Sparrow is staying, and they do find her. But
do you see what I mean by it looks a bit scaly now?
Sparrow asks if Harley brought the money that she requested, because if not, they need to leave this private party. And Harley asks the cowboy if his pistols are loaded. He tells her, of course. So Harley tells him to go ahead and shoot Sparrow in the foot. Sparrow falls down, but instead of screaming in pain, she begins to complain that the blood will ruin her new designer boots. Harley asks if she didn't even feel the bullet. Is she on drugs? And Sparrow says, sure. What you got? Later, Harley and the cowboy take Sparrow to a motel, and they tie her up so that they can finally get a bite to eat. Along the way, the two of them run into more people dressed up like heroes posing for pictures with tourists. Harley even finds herself in one. After hitting the tourists because the person called her character Psycho, Harley meets the Wonder Woman cosplayer in the back alley.
Right, I'm
She runs
getting
up and
annoyed
tells her that she wants to lasso
now.
her so that she can finally find out her
But
secret
you
origin. The Wonder
know,
Woman cosplayer tells her that that will be 200 bucks.
annoying.
And if the cowboy is a part of this arrangement, that'll be 300. The cowboy begins to pull away, telling Harley that that's not a cosplayer. And finally, after getting some sleep, Harley and the cowboy go back to the motel to get some sleep. But just before they go to bed, there's a knock at the door. The cowboy opens it. A second later, he's shot in the chest. And then Deadshot is standing there telling Harley, long time no see. Harley jumps up and tackles Deadshot through a wall. Did he have to shoot her cowboy pal? Deadshot kicks her off into the Harley stabs Deadshot in the arm.
Right, sorry, I'm leaving it there. I'll change it.
Deadshot ends up shooting a hole into the ground, causing Harley to fall through it. The room that she fell into happened to be in the middle of a hostage situation that Deadshot took it upon himself to already resolve by killing the men that were holding individuals hostage. Deadshot begins to scan the dead men and tells Harley, between these men and her cowboy friend, their bounties have to be worth over $1 million now. She tells him that he didn't have to kill the cowboy though, and Deadshot tells her that the cowboy had a rap sheet worthy of a binder. He did her a favor. Harley picks up one of the guns and asks Deadshot if he's trying to not listen. So she'll just help him on his quest for deafness. So
I give up.
the gun right next to his ears and then kick him out of the window. Deadshot gets up and he asks her,
Still needs
"You feel better
doing.
now?" And she tells him, "Tiny did." But when she goes back into her room, they both find that Sparrow has gotten away. Deadshot begins to drag the bodies, telling Harley that she can keep the girl, but the next time, don't step on his clients. And then as he tries to drag the body away, he asks her for a hand. This guy's a lot heavier than he looks. Harley hits Deadshot in the head and tells him that she's got her own stuff to handle right now, so he should hurry and get out before he becomes her next target. Later, Harley pays a visit to Nick to find out where Sparrow could have gone off to. Nick tries to warn her that her friends are some rough trade drug dealers, but Harley tells him that she'll worry about that. Where's Sparrow? Harley begins to drag Nick to the garage and tells him that she hopes he has a nice car, to which Nick responds with he had to sell some of his cars to pay back some loans that he owes, but he does have a prop Batmobile. The two of them make their way to the VP workout center in the prop Batmobile, with Harley telling Nick to keep the car running. And if he thinks about leaving, she'll find and decapitate him. Harley goes inside, and shortly afterwards, some men pull up next to Nick, and they get out of the car. Nick sees them and says, "Hey, Slip," and then the men turn and ask if Nick has their money yet, to which Nick responds with, "Yes," but a crazy woman wearing black and red took him inside of the gym. Slip tells Nick to sit tight. They're going to go show her how the big boys handle their business. And inside, Harley begins beating on the door to get in while Sparrow and her friends Vicky and Hannah are watching on their monitors. And being able to watch everything from their monitors, they also notice that there are now men coming in looking for Harley. So rather than allow this to become a war zone, Hannah decides to let
What do you think of that,
Harley
Red?
and the men come in. Hannah explains to both of them that she doesn't want things to get messy here, so if they can be so kind as to maybe take their differences all outside of the back alley, she'll give them all a free 6-month membership to the gym. Slip sits down and tells them that if they include an unlimited juice bar, then they have a deal, to which Hannah agrees. Slip tells everyone that they need to head out back so they can handle their thing, and once they get out in the alley, Hannah shuts and locks the door. The men try to get back in, but Slip tells them to just step back and watch, and he starts to shoot his gun at the doorknob. Each shot, though, is deflected back, and it hits each one of his 3 men in the head, killing them. And inside, Harley says that she's never seen anything like that before.
Feel like a quick drink, so I'm well parched.
Vicky asks Harley if they can come to an agreement. If she can take care of that last guy, they'll hand over Sparrow, to which Harley says, "Sure, just hold on to her for a moment." Harley kicks open the door, kicks Slip in the head, but as he lands, his gun goes off, hitting him in the head. She then picks up the gun, and Sparrow starts to run off. Hannah tells her not to shoot her, but Harley tells her to watch her precision conking. She then throws the gun, hitting Sparrow in the back of the head, and says, "See? Conk." Hannah tells her that she's impressed, so if Harley can clean up this mess, she'll give her the best massage she's ever had, and she can have Sparrow. That kid's a mess. Later, during Harley's massage and Sparrow sitting all tied up next to them, Vicky shows up with Miss Adara. Harley gets up and walks Miss Adara away and tells her that she wants to talk to her first before she goes after her daughter. And Miss Adara tells her, "Sure, but could she put some clothes on first?" And Harley tells her no. Harley sits her down and explains that Sparrow has had some issues, and that Miss Adara also needs to be a better mother and help Sparrow through this hard time. Maybe set her up with a rehab clinic for her to get through a 12-step program. That is, after she pays Harley. The next day, Harley pays Nick another visit before leaving and gives him the money so that he can pay off his loans. And Nick offers to put her into a cartoon so that he can pay her back. Afterwards, Harley heads over to the airport to head home, but along the way, she runs into Deadshot again as he's on his way home as well. The two sit and they have a few drinks, and Deadshot thanks her because of her made a lot of money off those bounties, and not to worry about that cowboy guy. The first rule of this business is to not get attached to anyone. That's very important. Harley tells them that, you know what, he's right. She just needs to go check in on her flight.
Let me know what you think of that so far, guys. And
instead, she goes outside to catch a cab and tells
let me know what you think of that Red then. Nicole, I think you've gone for a drink as well.
That is another one of the Harley Quinn storylines. Now, like I said in the previous video, there's a whole bunch of single issues and various other storylines, and we're going to try to find some really good ones to tell you guys. So for a few weeks, you're going to get some Harley Quinn love. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next time right here. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at ComicStorian and Instagram at ComicStorian. did Harley Quinn end up in the current Suicide Squad? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues that are breaking down into digestible height to help you understand. Then I read dramatically act to you all so you can understand it better. All images are driven copyright problems. All art is owned by suspected companies. Now, this is a single issue that was used to explain how Harley Quinn joined up with the current Suicide Squad group. It came out twice, actually. Once as an April Fool's issue, and then again as a Harley Quinn Suicide Squad free issue. It's not really the easiest thing, being a supervillain at all. With all that's out there, all the hits you take can make a girl cry. That is, if Harley wasn't already an extraordinarily bored psychopath. One night, though, Harley gets a ring sense of direction. When she opens up the door, she sees a folder with a card in an anonymous supervillain therapy group. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous for bad guys. Maybe, just maybe, this folder was left for her, Dr. Harleen Frances Quinzel, MD, a doctor for supervillains. And her first patient will be, yes, the Man-Bat. He looks like he needs to be happy, right? Harley waits on top of the building until she sees him, and she leaps off to grab a hold. Once she latches on, she tells him that she's here to help, and he can go ahead and tell her all about his mother. Man-Bat tries to even himself out from Harley, but as he flies through the streets, he ends up flying and clipping his head on a fire truck, sending the two of them tumbling. Harley yells down that this really isn't the time for a bat now. That and the police are aiming their guns at them. Normally, you wouldn't want to use your patient as a surfboard, but Harley is all about the unorthodox counseling techniques. The escape, though, doesn't get very far, as Harley and the Man-Bat end up tumbling down an alley. Harley gets up to check on him and sees that the Man-Bat is becoming a man. She cured him? This is it! This is her calling! She can be called a hero, right? First, she just needs to get away from the police, but don't think about it. She'll be a hero. But as Harley finally gets away, she starts to feel strange. Maybe it was the hit from the landing. But she remembers getting away from the cops and then seeing a mysterious person jump out of a car and reach for her. As she wakes up, she sees that she's in a psychiatrist's office. Why would she be here? And then there's a knock at the door. First, she needs her mallet, and she tells the person to enter. The man enters, asking if this is Evil Anonymous. Harley tells him, why yes, go lay down and ignore the enormous mallet. She tells him first that she'll start with his name. He tells her that his name is Killer Moth. Harley tells him to just call her Dr. Quinn. So what seems to be the problem, Killer Moth? I'm obsessed with moths. This is so amazing. She's a trained psychiatrist and a supervillain. She can use the two and cure the supervillains. She can even help people like a temptress, rat catcher, whatever that is, Toy Man, and Poison Ivy. Except Ivy suggested for therapy is a cocktail therapy. And as the sessions continue, things start to get boring. So Harley came up with a great idea. Her and Killer Moth should go on a field trip to recruit more patients. And she knows just where to start with the Scarecrow. Harley nudges him to go on, and then Killer Moth begins to hand Scarecrow their card, telling him how he feels so much happier now. And so can you, Scarecrow. All the while, Harley decides to make one of Scarecrow's fear-toxic managers. Scarecrow, however, doesn't seem very ready to embrace the change. After he sprayed Killer Moth with the toxin, just so that Killer Moth believes him. The others, though, she has an idea. A way to make her feel like her old self. Take all that fear and weakness from her patients and use it against them. And she'll make all the Quinn pin of crime. Harley tells the group, actually, they're all villains here. For a while, they just enjoy the fear. When Harley begins to breathe in, she begins to see the heroes coming to stop her. All of these heroes
No, it's not time.
are bullies. She doesn't enjoy herself. They want to ruin everything.
Biscuits in your bowl.
She soon finds herself.
How
is it that Harley can get away from all these heroes? By headbutting them. Really, it's all the heroes who are the bad guys. And then Harley falls over again. But what was on it? Just some paranoia. The mysterious figure from before tells her that anytime a superhero
That's it, go back on the super.
Just when she has her epiphany, the hero comes in and snaps
Right. Let's go. Let's carry on. Have a sip of tea.
Harley tells her.
Put the middle finger, the little finger up. I'm assuming Nicole's still haven't going to meet. Oh no, she's back. We came back at the exact same time. Look at that. Time in. You like that red? Yeah?
She said that she just needed to make sure that Harley was motivated. Now she is. Boomerang tells her, we care. Deadshot tells her, that was harsh. That's fair. So, just tell them which of the keeps they gotta kill first. So if you were kind of lost this, because it was kind of all over the place, most of it was a hallucination that Harley was going through, while Waller was basically programming her. I think something like Clockwork Orange. But now she is
Clockwork Orange. I've never watched that film all the way through. Cool. We'll leave that red then.
And then she joined the Suicide Squad. There's no set timeline that they put out there. Don't forget, if you enjoy
Make sure I'm still on skin before I carry on.
What does Amanda Waller do for her often? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down to digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you, all alterations to the panel, 6 images, art that got me that problem, and keep me out of Bell Reed because I don't want to join the Suicide Squad. All art is owned by its respective companies. For those of you guys who are wondering, Amanda Waller does have 2 appearances. There's the older, fatter version, and then there's the younger, more model-like in appearance version that you're seeing right now. The model-like appearance version was the New 52 reboot, and recently they reverted her back to her old appearance of being older and much larger. But since this story took place during the New 52, she will be having her younger appearance. Sometimes Amanda Waller wishes that she could just be a soldier again. Things were much easier when the only thing that she had to do was follow orders. She rides aboard a plane with Dr. Algoth Ensign, who is the genetic scientist that can help control superpowered beings. Dr. Ensign's concerns, though, are that Amanda's contacts were rather vague, and he doesn't really understand what this task force X really
Right, let's do a little bit outlining on the hand and the face now before I go any further more. Let's do the rest of the skin down there.
Amanda calls out to all of those that are
Yeah,
still
there.
alive to let her know that they are still alive, and that's when she begins to help them get outside of the plane. Out of the 18 on board, only 5 of them survive. So she decides that she needs to keep busy and make sure that the remaining 5 don't go into shock. As she begins to give each person orders,
Why are you doing it on skin level, you twonk? Gonna have to be on clothing level, I think.
Krieger begins to gather his power and he begins to spray someone with small shards of ice. Then one of the living soldiers, Woodrow, opens fire on Krieger. Krieger creates a wall of ice in front of him to block the bullets.
And tomorrow I'll do this. We'll do this tomorrow. Same way I'm doing this here now. I'll do the whole thing in the same way as I'll put the dark lines and shading where I need it. Like I said today, I just want to get the basic colors down and where they need to be.
Temperature control, defense shielding. Does he have enhanced vision? Dr. Ensign says no. He absorbs heat and he stores it, but never like this. If he absorbed the heat from the desert that they are in, he could have massive energy reserves. Dr. Ensign goes on to say that with their current situation, he pulls the heat out of the air, and his body is like a focused high-pressure system. He's basically a walking blizzard. The group continues to make their way through the snow, and then everyone hears a blast, and Krieger shouts out, "You won't escape!" Everyone begins to scatter, and Amanda notices the frequency of the blast as they run away. He needs to power up between the shots.
So I keep that curl on the mouth.
They're going to take the offensive. The 2 of them wait for Krieger to get closer, and Krieger fires off another blast. Once it's clear, Amanda and Woodrow run from cover, and they start to fire at Krieger. Through the shots, one of them hits him, and Amanda calls out to keep firing. Krieger forms a shield around himself, asking, "Why? Why do you defend that man? Do you know what he has done to me? We weren't volunteers." Amanda begins to get closer, and Krieger starts to state that it doesn't matter. He can't turn it off. He can't touch someone without hurting them. They begged him to stop, but he didn't. Amanda realizes that Krieger's shield is absorbing more and more heat and tells Woodrow to go. Both of them begin to run and head to the edge of a cliff. But as they jump the blast from the shield, it spreads, hitting Woodrow. Amanda looks down at Woodrow's body, stating that she needs to stay calm and focus on living. She takes Woodrow's grenade pouch and runs back to Cheryl and Dr. Ensign. She tells them to run, but before they get very far, the lights begin to shine on them. The lights were coming from a Jeep. A man gets out asking if everyone's okay. They saw the smoke. But Amanda stops them, telling them that they had better get the hell out of here. The man offers them a ride, and Cheryl and Ensign start to get in, but Amanda waits. She can't drag these innocent people into their fight. She points her gun at Dr. Ensign and tells him to get out. She won't let him endanger these strangers. She tells the couple to take Cheryl somewhere that she can make a phone call. The Jeep begins to drive off. As the Jeep begins to pull away, another blast comes shooting from the hill, and it hits the Jeep, flipping it over. Dr. Ensign starts to run off, and Krieger tells him, "No more running." And Amanda tells him, "That's right." She shoots Dr. Ensign in the leg. Krieger brings down pillars of thin ice and grabs onto Dr. Instant to break him towards himself. Amanda thinks to herself that she can stop this. She can stop all of this. She puts away her gun. She walks over to Krieger and he starts to gather more strength. She thinks, how do you pull this one back from the frame? You don't. Amanda pulls the pins on all of her grenades as she runs towards Krieger, tackling him off the cliff. Everyone begins to fall and the grenades go off, causing a massive explosion. And the three of them are thrown down onto the ground, and Krieger lays stunned from absorbing the blast. Amanda gets up, thinks about how she needs to stop this. She needs to think about it. Think about those innocent people and then make a choice. She stands over Krieger, fires one shot. Dr. Instant begins to beg her not to kill him, but Amanda goes off to check on the others. She helps Cheryl up and says the storm is beginning to lift, so she should probably make a call to Belle Reef to set up for an extraction. Cheryl asks Amanda if she's okay. Amanda steers off, telling her, yes, she's fine.
Oh, before I go any further with that, actually, back to sheet. Don't do it on skin level, cause you're the dumbass.
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down with an adjustable light to help you understand that every dramatic back to you, all the issues, the panel text, and everything.
Okay. Skin red.
Let me explain quickly what's happening.
Large in it.
The Joker vanished early in the New 52, leaving Harley Quinn on her own. She inherited an apartment building with tenants and ended up on the Suicide Squad. Through these events, she has built a life for herself with her own friends and adventures in Brooklyn, New York. She found a new man that she started to try and see around her crazy schedule. But due to her crazy life, he ended up getting arrested and placed in prison and then transferred to Arkham Asylum. While she was following the wishes of his mother and not breaking him out of prison, she decided that she can't let him rot in Arkham Asylum, especially since his cell is next to an old flame of hers, the Joker. That brings us to right now, with Harley arriving in Gotham, seeing an old friend of hers, Poison Ivy. We're going to call her Ivy for short. They wine and dine in Gotham, with Harley explaining why she has returned and is now crashing at Ivy's place. After some rather interesting discussions involving the changing of their clothing and some cases of the plot, Harley enacts her plan to reapply to Arkham Asylum with a new psychiatrist to get through the doors without becoming an inmate. And once she gets to the other side of the door, she really doesn't waste any time, so it's time to drop this goofy music and get right to it. Harley changes back to her current outfit and drops the gas container and then gets to work kicking the guards to the sides. She knees one man in the genitals and then throws a fist into another's throat, knocking off his mask, which reveals to us what the gas does that she dropped, because it's not tear gas. One of the guards hulks out, grabbing his friend and knocking him out before slamming down another one. Harley realizes that her gas packs quite a wallop, and she runs off as the guards are now running in to stop the hulking out guards. Then, to add to the distraction, she throws a couple more cans into the cafeteria. You know, the one with all of the inmates who are now hulking out. With them all hulking out and fighting the guards, Harley begins to run deeper inside, yelling,
Stealing ideas. We heard this yesterday. I'll find something else.
What are you doing here? She walks in and informs them she's here to break him out, but Mason tells her he doesn't know if he wants to go with them. He's heard some things about her from another inmate in here. Bad things. She asks him, who told you these things? Does it even matter? So she hands him a pill, telling him that they don't have time for this, they need to leave. So
I've got an idea through the eyes. We're going to leave him blank.
Voice calling out to her. Yeah.
I might do him like glowing. Because there's a thing here.
Knows that voice. Not even turning around. No, not him.
If I go underneath that, no, that's on top. So if I go underneath here with that.
So Harley turns to Mason. Listen to me. That was a whole lifetime ago. I lost my way and
blank.
Martin trusted in someone so dark and twisted. Well, when I was with him, I had nowhere to go but up. That's why I left Gotham and started a new life in Brooklyn.
Okay. Right. Okay. I know. What nice.
I had your back, sweetie, among other things.
That.
Why don't you make us both happy and come on over here and let me out? I promise it'll be worth it. I know how to make you feel like you again. See, Mason, he's real good at making people second guess themselves. He's one of the most manipulative people on the planet. The Joker continues to call out to her to the point where Mason tells him, shut it! And Harley knows what she needs to do. She walks over and puts the card into the card slot, opening the door. And then she walks inside and shuts the door behind her. What are you doing? Something I should have done a long time ago. Unlock the door. And she places it in her pants and tells him, we're going to talk this out. The Joker is done playing games. He walks over, poking her in the chest. I don't know what your plan is, Quinzel, but before this night is over, I'm going to wring a sweet little neck to your eye pop out of your head. Remove that finger now. That's not gonna happen. What is gonna happen is you and I are gonna play a game, and then you'll ditch like a roulette league with me. The Joker puts both his hands on her neck. See? Playtime, just like the old days. He slams her head into the wall. Still frail in body and mind, Harley. Some things never change. I'll give you one more chance to make this right. She responds by headbutting. He throws a punch back at her, and she hits the ground, and then she sweeps his legs out from underneath him. They go back and forth with Harley telling him that he's gutter trash, and the Joker insisting that this is what she wants. As
Bit glowing.
Pulls her hair. Then he leans in. Give in to it. She leans in and kisses him. Then she bites down on his lower lip, tearing it off his thick face. You are never going to mess with me or my mind again. You hear me? You disgust me. I know. I disgust you where it counts, baby. Then she stands up, leaving him on the ground. Rot in hell, you chuckly schmuck. He stands up and he tries to choke her out, but she throws him to the ground. And then she grabs him by the hair and grips her fist. I'm not your toy anymore, understand? You did mean something to me one time, but that time is over. If I ever see or hear you again,
I'm on wing level, don't do that.
I'm not going to be nice like I was today. I'm going to finish your ass off for good. She leaves him there, leaving. She grabs Mason before leaving. They then escape up the waterways, and he looks at her. Are you okay? She tells him, nah, but I'll be better. Ivy then pulls up in the bathtub. They all load up on him, heading back to the dock where Batman is waiting. All boats you could have taken. Standing with Batman and his Harley's friends and family. Batman informs her that Mason's going into witness protection after he helps in the investigation that he was locked up for. While she isn't happy about it, she knows that
Well, that hand looks shit. Not a distance.
As they go to leave, Batman pulls Harley aside, asking,
Looks exactly the same as it does on there.
and Ivy
Which is
gets
shit.
Batman back to the bathroom. She then gets on a train, saying goodbye to Ivy, and she's trying to ask us how she's doing. Sitting with her friends and family, she couldn't be any better. Now, if you haven't been following our Harley Quinn stories, do you know that some of the Harley Quinn stories...
God damn it. Why do I keep doing it?
Because it really pulls Harley Quinn out of the abusive relationship that she used to have with the Joker, and it shows that she is becoming her own character. In DC, even recently when they announced DC Rebirth, stated that Harley Quinn was one of the pillars of the DC Universe now, which tells you how far she's come from being just a generic character that was put in as a Joker's sidekick in a TV show. It's pretty amazing. You guys want to chat about this or anything else? Follow me on Twitter @ComicStorian and Instagram @ComicStorian, and I'll see you next time right here.
She's put on the wrong level. Making music well.
This is a rebirth, a DC reboot. It is not a reboot. It is a new status quo in the
Okay,
DC.
so if I go skin.
Superheroes, putting them back in the DC timeline. We are showcasing select issues of the
Gently,
rebirth to let you
gently.
know the starting point for these series. Each of these rebirth comics is continued in the main
Gently, gently. I'm going to see that black anyway because it's going to be black underwear.
Welcome to the Complete Story series, where I bring you trade paperbacks
Um,
and data that I just mobile to help people understand. Then everything automatically back
bit there, let's do my head in. Right, go back.
Copyright problems and all art is owned by
The hand goes really small.
Obama tells her as he throws down the multiple
What is
photos
it?
of Harley Quinn tearing off a man's face.
Um,
He wants to know how such a black ops group has existed without him even knowing about it. He did not condone this, nor will he allow this to continue while they're just.
I can't get rid of it. Why can't I get rid of it?
That's a lie. I beg your pardon. Ideals belong on flagpoles, museums, and in movie theaters. This is reality, and reality is ugly. For our loved ones to sleep safely at night.
Yeah, it's on that level.
Your people are unhinged, Waller, and on my watch they have brought calamity and terror all over the world. And what do you think would have happened without Task Force X, Mr. President? It's a sick and nasty world out there, and bad things have to be done to protect the American people from things that they can never know about, things that the Justice League shouldn't know about, nor should you know about. President Obama sits down at his desk. Someone has to know. Someone has to be accountable. I have just the man.
What do you think of so far?
Flag, Navy SEAL, and natural hard leader, which brings us to Camp Delta Guantanamo Bay, with a bearded man sitting there for unknown crimes. Rick Flag, just how badly do you want to get out of here, Colonel? Wow, that's a title I haven't heard in a long time. Hell, here,
What colours do we have for horns?
standing in front of him is Amanda Waller with an arm, a way to redeem himself for
Colour. What kind of colour do we want horn? What colour's horns? Anybody?
Have you heard
Any
of
got any
the
ideas?
Suicide Squad? Then with the rattling of a Gatling gun and pinpoint shots from Deadshot to Riska, the Suicide Squad enter our story. Captain Boomerang is also there, helping escort the individual that they came for. Their current mission is to get a bomb out of the building that, once it goes off, turns people into metahumans or possibly does something else. And they need to get the man who invented it out of there to prevent him from making more bombs. Except there's a problem. If you have the ability to create metahumans, why not use them to protect the man who can make them? And while they thought they were making a break for it, they now find many metahumans in front of them. Fire on them, announcing that she got a headshot with a pink mist. And the inventor tried to go off.
Right, I've got to think now. Horns are going to be on top of the hair. If I do another layer, it'll have to be between clothing and skin, because it needs to go over the clothing, but also under the skin. I can do 2 layers of hair, one on the skin layer and one on the... No, because that's just a bit fucking irritating. If we do the hair, then the horns underneath, because they'll be poking out the hair. Yeah, give me a second. What colour are we doing the hair? Black, wasn't it? We're doing I've got to do the horns and the hair and the wings underneath back afterwards, but the wings is actually going to be one of the most easiest bits. Because they're nice and big. Black, yeah.
All of the metahumans hit the ground powerless, and that's the moment a man in fatigues runs in. Squad on me! Rick Flag then leads the charge as the new leader of the Suicide Squad with Deadshot Harley and Captain Boomerang behind him. And that's the conclusion to the rebirth issue. Now, following this in the first issue of the main series, it's a whole new story.
Yeah, the horns are yellow, which like hint the hat. Hang on, I'll give you the image again. So there's the digital first hat sketch, and there is the original. The horns, as you can see at the top, are yellowy with white.
Running to game when you hear about Red Dead Redemption 2 Ultimate Edition with exclusive story mode content.
So if I was to do them a shady white or a dark fadey white, music, and then something on, and then a little bit of yellow tone to hint it, like I have.
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and I break them down into acceptable bites to help you understand. Then
I think we're just...
to the panels, next to the images are
I don't know. We'll leave it as going. I was just listening to the playlist then. Red? Red horns? What do you mean like... ooh. Do you mean like Hellboy?
As Amanda arrived at Bell Reef Penitentiary,
A dark red?
Suicide Squad Field Commander reports that the scum are ready to serve America. She tells
Or like an orangey yellow dark red.
Katana disengages the cell locks, and one by one, the portable cells are brought to ground level. Boomerang, Harley, Killer Croc, Deadshot, and June Moon enter the room. And Amanda tells everyone,
I'm going to save this a second because why are you doing the buffering? Don't you dare turn off. If you turn off, I'll kick your ass because you're do-do-do. Up to you. Yes, for the yellowy, red, dark, black. Kind of like red Hellboy. So I don't know what the color is, but I can kind of guess. Hair's black, and then because what'll happen is if you've got black hair, the black that you will see for the horns won't show up. So they have to be a lighter tone, ever so slightly lighter tone than the hair. I mean, you can change the color, the tone of the hair. We'll give her. You think of flaming hair? No, that wouldn't. I don't think that'd work. Let's do the hair a second. See what we can do. I'm going to save this because if I don't, guess what will happen? My little son will come home and go, I need to unplug that, Dad. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Right, hair.
June says that she doesn't want to, but Rick tells her that if she doesn't change into her, they will die, and she will die. Suddenly, a green light shines as the temptress shouts, "Yes!" And the pod goes crashing into the ice below. As Amanda is watching all of this happen,
see what I mean? It can't go under a strap. So I'll have to go on the clothes. Oh, wait. Wait. The base level, which will be under the wings, and it won't show up anywhere other than selecting that.
Amanda says they are scumbags. Katana exits her space to help police Harley and Croc, while Rick, Deadshot, and Boomerang all ride on a stray rocket that broke off of the pod. Boomerang says that the trajectory is right. Release the rocket! And Deadshot lets go, and the rocket jets forward and then back and then forward again, crashing into the facility. Deadshot asks if he just boomeranged a rocket, and Boomerang shouts, "I'll boomerang anything!" The pressure from the hole sucks the three men in, and Boomerang then asks,
Isn't that brown?
He's gotta be dead. That's at least something out of this.
Either that could be the brown for the hair, or brown for the horns themselves. Or can you even see that brown? I don't think you can you? I'll zoom in. Maybe you can see that now.
The two make their way through, killing all of the guards, and Harley asks Katana if she's read any good books lately. Maybe seen any good films? But as they kill the last remaining guards, Katana doesn't respond. And Harley says, "I guess I'll take that as a no." Before Katana can kill the last guard, a boomerang flies through the air, and Boomerang shouts, "You're welcome!" Harley then shouts, "You're good with boomerangs! We got it!" After the guards are done, the team...
Oh no, I think I'll keep black.
To find a girl waiting. Rick tells her that
It'll have to be like a shade of black though.
she has the ability to help them find something in exchange for her freedom. The girl says they can call her Hack, and the cell had a dampening field in place of the
it's not going to show up over the black. And then again, I can change brown wings instead of black wings, because it's going to be too much black and it's just going to mold into each other.
It's going to feel bad. Soon the fruit begins to rematerialize in another location, and everyone's eyes turn to the orb floating in front of them. Hack scans some files,
And then we can keep the black here, like you want.
Does the Phantom Zone mean anything to anyone? Rick realizes what it could be, and he tells everyone to get away. And then Boomerang looks at it and says that he sees something.
In fact, before I go crazy, let's get texture for the hair.
And all that's left of Boomerang are his boots. Hands begin ripping open the orb, and a voice says, "At last, all those who are here, subjugate yourself before your general. Kneel before Zod."
Oh shit. Oh no, wait, it's going over the top anyway, doesn't matter.
Rick and Deadshot begin firing back at him, and Deadshot mentions that this guy is a Krypton. Bullets are going to be very ineffective. Rick says that the bullets are supposed to get his attention, and Zod looks over, stating, "You want to get the general's attention? Now you have it." Zod fires a blast at the two of them, and Harley says that she
Not
thinks
good,
being
not
locked in
good.
prison for so long it made him crazy. Only she can
God damn it. Means I'm going to have to do I'll just do another layer for hair, I think. And it will go underneath that one. So call that one hair. And we can always use that for another one. So hair. Alright. And it won't affect anything, hopefully. Nope, it goes straight over it. So that one needs to go... I don't know where that one needs to go. Go underneath. Can't go underneath the wings, but it needs to go under the skin. Can't move the eyes unless I copy that there. Copy layer. And then that one. And then
so they might want to get the super lunatic back into the sphere. Harley looks down the hall
and
says that it looks like we have a few
that.
guys left. And then Harley sees who they are. Deadshot then reports that he just
and then we've got 2 layers of wings. Get rid of that layer because we don't need it now.
Deadshot says that they're Russian medic humans. And then a blast
We've got 2. We'll call that one hair 2.
Whoever is behind this place under the sea is stockpiling cosmic items in super villains. It sounds a lot like, and hardcore finishes stating, a Russian version of the Suicide Squad. Based on the satellite images being pixelated on the location, it would seem that they are now jamming them. But Putin and company don't have that kind of tech, so who are they stealing it from? Hardcore says that all they have is a code name, Carla. It says they didn't know who they were
We got, so then I can do
rather angry. She says, "You killed my people."
that on
Says the intel was solid. Besides, they are the Suicide Squad. They are
the wings layer.
Zod continues to overpower the remaining team members, and then he
I can't. I can do that on hair layer.
begs him not to, but before he can do
And
anything,
then be careful just not
swinging
to.
down on Zod's arm. He begins chopping away at Zod's elbow.
It's going to be covering the eye up over there, so that's not going to hurt. But if I was to do,
Zod launches Croc away, crashing him into the hallway for the annihilation.
then put that one on top of there, like so. Then I do that. No, I do that, and it's underneath. Haha!
Telling him, "Bring me to your ship. Bring me your alpha so I can do what I did to your friend." Rick stares at him, stating, "You killed Woodward, one of my people," and he charges forward. As the two of them run at each other, Rick shouts to Katana, and she throws her sword. Rick grabs a hold of it, and he slams it into Zod's chest. And then the Phantom Zone orb begins to grab Zod. Hack says that he's resisting it, but Rick kicks Zod off, pushing him into it. He begins to scream, "You will all pay for this!" But his screams soon begin to fade away. But before the team can enjoy their victory, out of the back of the room, the Annihilation Brigade begins to charge in. Deadshot shouts, "I bluntly ask again about the freaking exit strategy." Hack said not to worry, she's hurrying, and the team is then pulled back into the computers. Within seconds, the team all rematerializes back at Belle Reeve. Harley Quinn looks around, stating, "Belle Reeve? We're back in Belle Reeve!" Nuts. Amanda tells the team, "Welcome home." They all just traverse via the internet. Rick says that he lost one. Amanda tells him that that's why they are the Suicide Squad. She then turns back to Hack, asking if Kryptonian is in there. She tells her yes. All she could tell was that the Black Spear was a portal to something called the Phantom Zone, and it's stable for now. After the team leaves, Amanda asks Harcourt if she knows what the Phantom Zone is. She says that she does. They've had their top people on it for a long time. Amanda then tells her that she might want to get them down here. Her Suicide Squad just stole one big cosmic item for America. So what do they want to do with it? And this resolves the first half of the Suicide Squad storyline. Now, the second half, before we get to Justice League versus Suicide Squad, is all about Harley Quinn becoming sane again. So that's another interesting tale that you're about to hear very soon. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about the Suicide Squad. Subscribe to the channel.
No, I don't like that.
Your favorite comic books. Don't forget to give this video a like. Wow, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I know, I ask a lot of things, but that's all I'm asking. Nothing more. Nothing more.
If your weekends are rugged, but your weekdays are smooth, then you're a man who does what feels right. So shave the way that feels right.
Shave? Shave? With my beard? Are you mad? Okay, cool. Well, good luck with the doctor. So I'll see you later on then. Make sure you definitely check back later because I'm just going to keep going until I got most of the colours down, and then I'll come back tomorrow for more details, obviously. But good luck on the doctor.
What's next for the Suicide Squad? Welcome to our complete story series, where we take your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues of comics, and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand and keep track of the storyline. Then we read them humanity next to you with all the epic music
I have to go over this skin, unless I go to clothing level, and then again I could leave that like it is. Don't look too bad. I mean, she's got a fringe, so I need to put a fringe in.
Which they learned was General Zod. He managed to break out of the black vault containing him, and he literally blew Boomerang away. But with the help of their contact Hack, the squad managed to push Zod back into the black vault and return to Belle Reeve with it. As Amanda stares at the vault, she asks Rick Flag if he's really in there, and he tells her that he is. Her Suicide Squad brought the equivalent to a superpower. Amanda then says that she overheard the comms someone mentioned magic. And to her understanding, Superman was the only person who had access to that dimension. One of the
Why is that still not?
They think that this black vault is an offshoot of that. But as
it's gonna have to be clothing. Yes, clothing level.
Deadshot runs over to grab Harley to get her away. Harley grabs his arm and twists it. But before he can fall, Harley grabs him and slams him onto the tells her that there's no flirting in the workplace, and the gun pops out of Deadshot's wrist, and he tells her, flirt with this. Suddenly, both of them feel a shock in their heads and begin to yell out. As they get up, Amanda tells them that she would like to remind them that they are not here to be cozy with one another. They are her prisoners, and they will obey her orders. Amanda then tells the scientists to get to work on getting Zod out of there and subduing them. But as Harley is taken away, she says they can't control what's in there. That thing doesn't belong here. Meanwhile, June Moon sits in her cell painting, telling Croc that it's hard to keep deadlines when you're locked in prison. It blacked out for extended periods of time with no memory of what happened. June then asks Croc what are some of the things that he likes to do, and he rips through a piece of meat telling her, eat things. She goes on stating that she loves to eat good food. She also loves killer jambalaya, but she does have one question to ask. Back in Russia when Zod was attacking, Croc protected her. Why? Croc thinks about it for a moment and then he tells her, I want to eat everyone, but I don't want to eat you. He then goes back to eating. A little while later, Rick, Katana, and Harcourt watch as the scientists begin to extract the Zod out of the pump. Rick says that this is all madness, but Harcourt tells him that whatever he may think, he may have just won them a world war that was barely beyond his infancy. However, she would like to know more about the girl Hack who broke them out of prison. Meanwhile, over in the cafeteria, that very girl Hack begins to hear her food when her spoon suddenly begins to twist in bed. A voice then tells her that it's all in her head. He's in her head! And so is all this. Back in the control room, Rick tells Amanda that she can't seriously be
I don't know, Rick.
And Amanda says that she will protect
Morty, you gotta stay out your butt, Morty.
he will just be a conventional weapon in her arsenal. Rick tells her that he's lost soldiers in the field. Boomerang was slaughtered.
I want that new series, people. Must have that new series.
Rick watches as the bullet goes through Amanda's head and as she falls to the ground. But as soon as he blinks, he sees Katana standing in the way, blocking his shot. He says he doesn't understand. He just saw her dead, and Harcourt sees two of the scientists down below fighting, stating that there is something very wrong here. The scientists are trying to kill, Amanda shouts as she punches Rick. She struggles with Rick to take his gun, but as she does, she headbutts Rick. She then asks who wants a piece of her, who wants to find out who the biggest monster in Belle Reeve really is. And suddenly, the lights go out. Back in the cafeteria, Hack heads over to the table where Harley and the rest of them are sitting and says that she just had the weirdest
Okay,
thing
so all we got left now is that tail, which I completely forgot to do. The horns and wings in a background, which I'll give a basic background. Basic background for now, and then sort of faff around with that again tomorrow. It's 4 o'clock, and the sun should be home any moment soon, so that will give me a chance to say thank you very much, guys, for watching so far. And if you have liked it, don't forget to leave one and come back tomorrow. I will be continuing a little bit more now, but come back tomorrow for some more from this image. I will be doing some more detail over this. I will post what I've done so far and give everybody an update over on the Instagram, guys. Again, my name is Blut084, BLUT084 Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, every day and night over on Instagram, letting you know what I'm getting up to. Same name, different place.
And the locks on the table are disengaged. However, back over at Harley Quinn's cell, she begins clipping off the dyed parts of her hair and she begins to wash away the makeup. She grabs a pair of glasses and says that she's working on a hypothesis as to what's going on here. She opens the door to the main prison room and she says that the prisoners are all going insane, and the effect is having the opposite on her. It's making her sane again. And just as she begins to think of the irony of the situation, Katana appears behind her, ready to swing her sword. Just as Harley notices Katana, she begins to run as another scientist begins to chase her as well. He holds out his taser, but before he can fire, Katana slices off his hands. She then gets ready to cut down on Harley, but using the severed hands, Harley fires the taser, shocking Katana. Harley then runs over to the comm system, asking if anyone is there. She's pretty sure that the people there are starting to go crazy the moment that they brought the Black Bolt in and pulled Zod out. Amanda responds, stating that she sounds different. It is not affecting her, and Harley tells her that it is affecting her. Trust her on that. Amanda says that she needs her help. The computer is misbehaving, and it's shining artificial yellow sunlight on Zod. She needs Harley to get to the lab and shut that down, because Zod was weak before. He's about to become a superpowered individual. Harley tells herself that any sane person would just run, but given her second chance on sanity, she can't really blow it. The doorway to the control room is filled with inmates all fighting each other, 2 of which are Deadshot and El Diablo, who both spot Harley. El Diablo fires a blast towards Harley, but as she ducks, the blast ends up hitting Deadshot instead. Harley then tricks El Diablo, causing him to fire upwards into the sprinklers.
I'm not sure what layer to put the horns on.
Deadshot, telling him she would never have thought of this plan if she wasn't insane. Just as she's clear of Deadshot, she fires the taser into the water that everyone is stepping in.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
As all of the inmates fall down, she tells everyone to have a sweet, violent dream. Elsewhere, Hack begins
that will, though.
She tells herself that this is like a virus inside of her. As she purges her mind of the virus, she realizes that Zod isn't the one doing it. It's something inside of her head. It must be him. Mechanical arms reach out, crashing down towards Hack, and as she jumps away, a second arm grabs her. Back with Harley, she continues her way to the control room, cutting through the squad cells. As she climbs out of the air duct, she sees blood all over the place, and she turns the corner to see it. Croc and June lay under a blanket holding each other. And Harley says that what's going on must make people give into their base urges. And they both got what they want. Amanda shouts that they don't have time for this. Zod could awaken at any second. So Harley leans down to June and says that she's sorry, but she's pretty sure that this is the quickest way to get to the Enchantress. She shocks June, and Croc jumps up, slamming Harley into the wall, shouting, "She loved me and you fried her!" Meanwhile, over with Hack, she shouts, "Tell me what you want!" A projection of Boomerang then tells her, "I want to come back like a boomerang!" Over at the squad cells, Croc holds Harley up, shouting that he will eat her face. And Rick runs in, shooting at Croc. June starts to wake up asking how, and Rick says that he stabs himself in the leg to act as a distraction from that murderous urge. But he won't lose any more of his people. Croc pins Rick down, telling him that he has a bulletproof hide. What is he going to do? Rick holds his gun up to Croc's nose and says, "I'm pretty sure your insides aren't bulletproof." And June shouts that she'll do it. She'll give her to them. Just as Croc throws Rick down in the water, Enchantress's voice asks, "Who summoned the blood-spawned majesty of the Enchantress?" Croc looks up, stating, "You're not June." Enchantress then shouts, "Do not approach me, beast. I encase you in ice, you vile, vomit-inducing horror." Harley then says, "What's wrong with a 'it's not you, it's me' thing?" And then she tells Enchantress that she really needs her help over here in the lab. Enchantress asks, "Why in hell's cauldron would I help you?" Rick holds up the bomb detonator, stating that this is still the Suicide Squad. And I got my thumb on the button. Elsewhere, Boomerang's projection yelled at Hack, telling her that he doesn't want to be digital. He wants to be real, like a bacon sausage boomerang. There was a big flash back in the prison. The next thing I knew, I was in these walls. And then he realizes something. This all makes perfect sense. He's God, isn't he? Hack tells him no, definitely not. But think of himself as a digital version of indigestion after a really hot curry. I love curry. You're missing the point. Over the comms, Harley tells Hack that if she's not crazy right now, she could really use her help. And Hack tells her sure, but Katana and the others kind of just found her. Boomerang starts to control the mechanical arm, stating that he'll protect her as long as she brings them back.
Horns might have to be on the hands level. The detailing, at least.
He'll cover them. Harley begins to tell Rick that if they want to make it out of here, but then a block of ice containing Croc zooms off, and Enchantress says, "Oh, human feelings, be gone! Now join me on my black magic monster ice slide." The block of ice crashes through the wall into the lab, and Amanda shouts to hurry and help her push Zod back into the vault. Enchantress asks how is it that she is counteracting the maddening effects. Rick stabs himself, and Harley says that not all wounds are visible. Every psychotherapist knows that. Just as Amanda says, "Damn you," another voice tells her, "Yes, you are dead." For Zod awakens. Zod punches through his restraint and tosses Croc aside. Hardcore tells Enchantress to do, I don't know, something magic. So Enchantress begins to cast, and Zod shouts that she won't be able to if I remove the air from your lungs. Zod learns. Zod then grabs him in a waller and tells her that soon the Phantom Zone army will follow. There's nothing that their graphic designers can do to stop it. Harley Wanda is stating, what the hell? Who can stay sane in a world like this? And she grabs 2 electrical cables and shocks Zod from behind. Hack tells everyone not to worry. She's downloading her own personal virus into him. And Boomerang tells Zod that he's like Superman's dirty uncle or whatever, right? Well, do you remember me? As the dust begins to settle, Boomerang appears in the flesh, shouting, "Look, I got my actual legs back! Captain Bloody Boomerang is in full effect!" The red sunlight generators begin to kick back on, and Harley says that she's beginning to feel strange. Boomerang looks at Zod's still body and tells him, "That's right. He took me down all by himself." So then he throws a boomerang at Zod's chest, which bounces off. Zod's body begins to tip, and it falls on the boomerang. Enchantress says that she can see the Australian's legs kick out in wild desperation. Confusing. A little while later, Amanda goes to visit Harley, telling her that she saved them all. But as Harley sits there, she says that she's really glad because all of the people in this prison, they drove her mad. And then she sits there, laughing. As time passes, Rick stands out in front of Belle Reed and it's he tells everyone that their new arrival is about to show up. Let's see if they can beat last month's fatalities record this time. A helicopter lands and out steps a woman in a straitjacket. Rick tells the jailers to meet Dr. Caitlin Snow, aka the Frost, a heat vampire that will suck the life force out of you and transmute it into ice projection. Razor sharp ice projection, the type that will cut arteries. And Caitlin says, "Wow, a greeting like that can give a girl an eagle, you know." And that concludes this chapter of Suicide Squad. Now, I did this a little out of order, but I'm following...
Okay, so we got the detailing now.
Another adventure, and Batman deems her worthy of his new Justice League. We'll be getting to that very soon. So we kind of had to explain how she even showed up on the Suicide Squad and how Boomerang came back, because everyone was asking that question. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with your favorite comic books. Like this
Now I'll do the horns. We just settled on a yellow, didn't we? So maybe if I lighten that up a bit.
Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks, single issues, and I break them down, and then I justify to help you understand. Then we read it dramatically back to you. All iterations of the panels, text, and images are prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by your respective companies. Now, it's been a little while since we've touched on the Suicide Squad, but if you missed out, their story has been going, and it has been just as epic as ever.
Shit.
The last events that happened were Justice League versus Suicide Squad, in which the original Suicide Squad was brought in to try and battle against the Suicide Squad and the Justice League.
Gonna have to get rid of that layer so I can do this layer.
Amanda Waller had also been fired from Task Force X.
Damn it.
Since stepping back to be the director of Task Force X, Amanda spent her time thinking about the one that got away. He has hit 8 of her safe houses, stolen her files, released her prisoners, and then has come for her kids. She is the dark lord of the intelligence world, the queen bee that Bowie wouldn't dare to sing about, because she can't find him. Where is Rastal, the man who would cut a hole in the world itself to kill her? Meanwhile, over in Tibet, as Task Force X descends on their target zone, Harley Quinn tells the team that it's pretty nice getting out of prison. It can get pretty oppressive being a bad guy, covertly working for the good guy, taking out other bad guys because of the brain bombs that the good guys illegally and immorally put into their brains. Boomerang shouts, "For the sweet love of Kyle, shut up!" Rick calls back for the first time. Boomerang is right on something, so concentrate on the matter at hand and blow the bastards to hell in the name of freedom. Rick then tells the Enchantress to do it. She says fine. So double the level of disgust of this foul reptilian, to which Brock tells her, "What do you do?" As the Enchantress finishes her spell, Croc grows in size and he lands, crushing the soldiers down below. And with one firefight underway, one of the soldiers escapes back to the control room. Rick calls out to Boomerang, and Boomerang throws a boomerang. Boomerang's the name, and Boomerang, I forgot what I was saying. The boomerang flies through the air, hitting the soldier in the leg, and he yells that he surrenders. He's going to wipe the hard drive. Rick tells him that if he does that, he's going to let Katana here and take his head off of his shoulders. So don't do that. The soldiers yell that there's U.S. military. There are protocols. Geneva Convention. They can't shoot him if he surrenders. 2 shots are fired, one hitting the man's hand and head. Rick and Katana turn back, and Floyd, a.k.a. Deadshot, tells him, "I'm not military." A short while later, Rick radios back to Hardcourt, but the Annihilation Brigade isn't here. The intel is flawed. It's as if they knew their moves before even they did. From here on, they have to assume that they have someone on the inside giving out the information. Hardcore says that it was a failure, and Hack says that she downloaded the base hard drive right now. Hopefully, we'll have enough on it to finally decrypt the Russian prison files. Back in Tibet, Boomerang asks if anyone's up to some curry, and Harley says that he has a point. Not about curry, but they do need a break. As Brock starts to eat the bodies of the dead soldiers, he says that Harley is right. They're quite stressed out lately. Rick radios back telling everyone that the team is right, they do need a break. Hardcore doesn't answer, and Hack says that she's going to have to go into Belle Reed's hard drive to match up the new data. Hardcore tells her that her permission is granted and report any findings to her and her alone. As Hack travels into the network, she starts sifting through the files, and then she reaches back out of the computer, holding a jump drive stating that this is all that's been found so far. It's possible that they've been compromised. They are in danger. A hand reaches out, taking the drive, and Amanda says that she knows. Scores are about to be settled. Later in General Zod's holding cell, Amanda stumbles around him.
Okay, so we've got the horns done. Careful. And now we've got the detail. I think I'll leave the horns there for now. Let's put that hair back on top. Yes, it worked. Beautiful. Lovely jubbly. Right, then we'll do the detailing again tomorrow, guys. All the shading and stuff will get done.
The helicopter takes off. She tells him no. She had no idea. After arriving, she walks the streets of New Orleans and makes a turn down an alleyway. A shadow walks up behind her, asking if she has any last words. And Amanda simply
now, under the very layer underneath is the wings. Oh, that'll be the. Whoa. Oh, don't say I've done that. No, it's only the eyes. And then we've got. Do the wings now. So I think we sort of said black for wings. What did I go back and check in the comments section a second ago? Nicole has gone, but she has left me messages, and I'll reread them a minute. What I was saying, what you think? Color, her skin. Oh, that's way too far.
Hardcore tells everyone that they have security footage, and they've confirmed that this is Rastam who caused all of it. Rick asks, "Why would he do it?"
Good one. Yes, that might be that. Go. Okay, so I think we'll just go for another dark color for the wings because we have a dark color as she wanted black, but I think black's going to be too much and it will mix in too much.
His powers are similar to hers, but he's stronger. He reaches out, grabbing Hack, and Harley asks if they are living data. What happens? Suddenly, the digital world starts to shake as the team is sucked back out and thrown into the middle.
I'll use a texture for the wings. What I like a. That would work. That might work. Similar to the thing, but maybe that one. No, not that one. Maybe this one. No, it's a bit too flurry. Trying to go for like a. No, that just scatter won't do it. Oh, this. A bit large, but it still won't quite. It's not quite what I want. I think we'll just go back to this. And then we'll have that as a dark color. Maybe what would go well there, I wonder.
Rastam looks back and says, "The world is cleaner for it." She surrounded herself with murderers every day. As he takes everyone back into the portal, he says that this is just the beginning. All of the prisoners will be free. Harley then asks, "Why the sweet name of Kelly Clarkson just
dark color, not black."
He would have made damn sure that he'd eaten all of the juicy bits. The Temptress shouts that if she had killed her, they could trust that she would have bloodworms of the nether realm feast upon her back. That is, she is not licensed to own a local fire. Boomerang rambles on about a restraining order he has from Nicole Kidman and Naomi Watts, but then he remembers that was Deadshot says that he was with his daughter, and Harley holds up a sign stating that she isn't hiding anything honest. Once the interviews are over, Hack appears through the servers before Harley, telling her that Hardcore didn't know she did this, but she downloaded Amanda's autopsy report. The thing is that there are plenty of people who hated Amanda Waller. The body is in fact Amanda Waller. And the cause of death was a single bullet wound to the heart. Harley thinks about it and says that
that looks right.
Crap. This means that there could have only been one option, and that option actually scares her. Who is the member of the squad that you don't want to be a murderous traitor? The deadliest assassin on the face of the planet. Well, shit. A short while later, Harley is bashing Deadshot in the head with her mallet, shouting, "You killed Waller!" And Hardcore tells Brock to stop them before they kill each other, and he asks, "How? By using them?" Boomerang says that he's got 2-1 that Quinn Ocelot aimed his creepy stash. Deadshot fires a shot with Croc standing between them, shouting, "Peace! He's by eating you!"
Blue doesn't look quite right.
And Hardcore says that the bottom brain is at 20%. And then asks Harley.
Yeah, darker blue.
Harley shouts that the gunshot that killed her was perfect. Too perfect. Deadshot was in New Orleans.
That works.
He kills people for money. He sold us out. And he's either working for Rastam or the people. Deadshot stands up asking, "What the hell is wrong with you people? We all wanted her dead." A few moments later, he tells them, "Look, there's something that I need. I knew that Waller would never let me be free, but Rastam would, so he contacted me and made an offer to do the only thing that I've ever been good at. Harley looks at Deadshot and tells him, maybe I was crazy, but I actually thought you had our backs. Deadshot pauses and says, yeah, you are crazy, but I'm about to walk out of here. Harcourt says, not while she can blow up his head and the lights fade out. Hack says it is the shit. He's inside of Bell Reef right now, and she jumps into the network. As Hack goes on, she finds Dijin telling Rastam that he has the information, and Hack slams into him, saying that she wasn't ready last time, but this time, he isn't stealing anything. A light begins to shine, and as it covers Hack, Dijin says that he's not here to steal anything. He's here to set everyone free. Information just got forth through her, and as she reads it, Hack says that she can now read all of the files. She knows the location of the Annihilation Brigade. She finally knows who. And then she shouts for Hardcore to get out of there. Dijin deactivated the brain bomb system. The squad is free. Deadshot looks at Boomerang and says, there we go. Before Boomerang can even finish saying, oh, crap, Deadshot shoots him, telling him, I've always hated you. Harley runs up, telling Deadshot to wait. And then he swings his arm back, cracking Harley in the face, telling her that he's sorry. His Uber is here. Back with Rastam, he tells Brick and Katana that he never wanted them to fight. They are friends. So he's offering them a chance to join his revolution. He wants to offer what the good people of America and every other nation deserves: freedom. Later, the remaining members of the squad meet back up at a backwater bar where everyone begins to go their separate ways. Harley, June Moon, and Hack have a drink at the bar. Harley asks Hack why she's even there. She isn't even a villain, she's one of the heroes. Hack says that she never heard anyone tell her something so nice, especially from a person that she idolizes. Filled with joy. Hack quickly leaves, shouting that there's something that she needs to do, and as she gets back to Bell Reef, she begins to go through the files. Hardcore says that it looks like she can be back after all. She goes on stating that she can imagine that with Dijin blowing down the firewall, that she saw all of the unencrypted intel they have with people. How much does she know? Hack stands up, telling her, enough. Been you from the start, isn't it? You're the spy. You're the inside agent that set everything up. Boomerang grabs Hack from behind, stabbing a Boomerang into her chest, telling her, no, I would.
I mean, it looks right, but I don't think it looks right. Wings are going to need a little bit more detail to them, but now we've got the base colours down. We can tomorrow do some more detailing. Hopefully, we'll be able to sort of second, guys. Should be able to sort of put maybe like a wing skeleton over it. That would be quite cool. Maybe do that. Do a wing skeleton over that, or a skeleton type thing. And I think that'll look a lot better than what it does now. I'm going to leave the skeleton, the scale type look for now.
A little while later, back at Northern Iraq, Harley lands a jet stepped out, and Rastam says that he saw her coming in. He looks around and asks if it's just her, because that would be crazy. She takes out her mallet, telling him, I know, crazy, right? We all gotta die sometime. And she jumps in, slamming her mallet down, but as she misses Rastam, she coolly runs in, punching her over and over until she falls. Deadshot tells her, stand down before you're doing. Harley kicks back, hitting Deadshot in the face, telling him, good, don't live here anymore. Deadshot lifts his arm and he fires a single shot. Harley begins to cough up blood. As she grabs onto her chest, she falls to her knees. And Deadshot is ready to shoot the final shot with Rastam seeing another jet coming in. Boomerang, Crockett, and Danger run out.
I need to delete stuff for a second because I kind of want to scrap it up a bit.
Why? Bisexual, free. Boomerang says, no, we'll never be free. Another voice says, that's very clever, Boomerang.
No, we won't do that. We won't do that. That won't work.
Waller steps up, holding a rifle, telling him, oh yes, Rastam, on the third day, she rose again. Rastam asks, how? How are you even alive? And Ravon grabs him by the shoulder, telling him, we are no longer in control. Amanda tells him that's right, you would never be in control. And Rastam then asks, really? Harley is dying.
Save that a second, so we got that done.
Lieutenant's flag and Katana are in my chains. I've executed your most corrupt politician to begin a revolution. Katana's voice says the betrayal. Heard, yes, but the price must be paid.
All that's left now is a background. So, what can I do for the background? I'm going to outline her shade of her, and then I'll give her like a glow.
Harley picks herself up saying, you see, when I swung, I wasn't aiming for you. I was aiming for the chains. So for me to be dying at your feet, well, avert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. because this is the job.
We're up to 2 hours already, so this kind of is a good point to say. Again, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed today's digitization of temptation, or tempi as she's called. Again, it's out of Nicole's book, or going to be in Nicole's new book. Again, go to Nicole Jean's website. She's got a website, but she's also got a YouTube channel, guys. You can find out a little bit more about what she does over on her Instagram as well. If you go to her YouTube channel, guys, I think there's a link over there. So her name is Nicole Jean. You will be able to find her if you type in Nicole Jean The Veil, as that's one of her books that she's does a review over on her channel. She did one yesterday, so you'll be able to find it. And she's doing chapter 4, so if you hit The Veil chapter 4, you should find the latest video to definitely find out what she's all about. But I'm Blut084, BLUT08484 Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, and every day and night over on Instagram. If you have liked today's stream, guys, don't forget to leave one and leave us a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and say hi in the comment section below. If you would like to see any more from me, don't forget you can check out the Dark playlists. So Dark Month playlist to see all of this month's pictures. We've done 3 pictures now. This is the 3rd, and next week we'll be doing another character from Nicole's book. So again, guys, if you have enjoyed this today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe and hit that bell so you know when I've gone live or when I've uploaded the daily videos. I'm just going to give this a background. Don't really know what color I want to use. Grey is going to be too dark, but I'm going to try it out anyway. Let's go back over the layers quickly. So that, whoa, why is clothing all the way up there? She's naked. Oh, I forgot. I've got to put that in there. But yeah, I'll quickly go back over the layers. So there's the hands we did first, and then we did the clothing, and there's the skin, and then the eyes and such, the horns, and then there's some more hair and all the different hair layers there, and then the wings. And now we're going to be doing the background. Again, I don't really know what to do for the background. I'll give, it can't be yellow. I think it can't be yellow. We'll go grey, I think. It kind of looks good grey, so but we need a decent grey, because else it will just be white. When I give it a save, let's enlarge this and just quickly swipe. Why is nothing happening?
Gentle Zod getting a kryptonite brain bomb into his head, and then he joins the Suicide Squad. It's so cool, because I know when the first story came out, we were all like, "Whoa, they fight Gentle Zod. How do they defeat him? Well, he wasn't powered up by the sun, and then using a kryptonite bullet bomb."
Crap!
Oh yeah!
Oh, what have I just done?
I'm still reading the Suicide Squad storylines, and I'm really enjoying them. I hope you guys are as well, and I hope you enjoyed this whole like double agent.
There we go. Why am I not covering it? Oh, I know why I'm not, because that's still visible. Now it should, hopefully. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, it's because I'm using a razor. Oh, that was lucky. That was lucky. That was lucky. I could have completely messed a lot up then. I'm going to put these layers back on just in case I have deleted something.
Everyone questioned how it was even possible. The Suicide Squad had ended up freeing General Zod from the Phantom Zone, and he somehow was then defeated by the Suicide Squad. Well, you see, General Zod had not been powered up by the Yellow Sun yet. It was the only chance that the Suicide Squad had to defeat him, and then he was sealed away forever. Or so we thought, because as it turns out, Amanda Waller has kept him on ice until she found a way to put him on the Suicide Squad as one of her ultimate weapons. Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues, and I break them down and then I adjust them to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panel, text images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by respective companies. Now, let's go find out how wrong this is going to go. In our last video, Amanda Waller staged her own death with the help of Deadshot and Enchantress to bring down Rustbrook. While everyone thought Deadshot had defected to Rustum's side, Amanda came back at the last minute, giving Deadshot the chance to prove whose side he's really on. But now, having control of Task Force X once again and having whatever tools that she may need to protect the United States, Amanda went to go see Lex Luthor regarding her new pet project. As Amanda sits in Lex's office, Lex says that for Amanda Waller to come into meeting is rather stimulating. Amanda tells him that he doesn't have to do the whole charming thing with her. She's only here on government business. Lex then slides a small gift box across the table, saying, "This is a small gift from Lex, so why is it that you're here?" Amanda says that she doesn't want his little corporate schmooze box, and Lex takes it back, stating, "Well, that's a shame. I picked it up myself." But while the two of them talk on the upper levels of LexCorp, on the lower level, something else is starting to happen. As Task Force X steps through a portal, Enchantress shouts, "Yes! The blood portal, or teleportation, has torn their mortal security asunder!" Boomerang says, "Right, that's nice." And as he flails his nub, he shouts, "I seem to be missing my entire arm! Why is it always me? First a Martian blows me up from the shins, and now this." As Rick tells him to shut up, the team can hear gunfire coming in their direction. Around the corner, LexCorp's security guard shouts they have a metahuman incursion in the lower vault. Inform Mr. Luthor and activate the alarms. Deadshot tells him that he's sorry, he's got some bad news. Enchantress put up a magical spell that stops all transmissions, so no one is setting off an alarm. A short while later, Enchantress returns with a giant monstrous arm, stating that she has returned with the Australian's lost arm from the blood portal. Boomerang looks at the arm, stating, "That's not mine." And Enchantress asks, "Are you sure?" And Boomerang tells her, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was not mine." Harley whispers, "Just think about all of the angles here. Just imagine how far you could throw a boomerang with that thing." Boomerang stops for a moment and says, "Actually, you might be right." Harley asks what's wrong. It's not like him to totally agree on something. A worried look comes over Boomerang, and after a moment of silence, he says, "I did a bad thing." Before he can go on, though, a bolt of electricity shoots through the group, and a robot walks out shouting, "No living beings are authorized in this area." Enchantress says that the robot detects the living. She has a solution for that. A green flash covers the group, and everyone starts to get up when the robot says, "Threat eliminated, security and Lexbot shutting down." Boomerang asks, "What the hell?" And Enchantress says that she had to convince the building that they had successfully killed them. She made them all undead! Deadshot takes out his gun and pushes it in Enchantress's face, shouting, "That was not the plan." And she says, "You are Deadshot, are you not? You of all people wish for death so often. But I can return life to your mortal shells once our objective has been obtained, if I so choose." As the group presses on, says, "You know what I can really do now? I can throw precisely half the amount of boomerangs." Enchantress shouts, "Fine! I shall return!" And she disappears in a puff of smoke. As she does, the canisters around everyone begin to hiss as they open. Deadshot asks, "What is that? I thought this was supposed to be Lex's personal vault." And Rick looks around, telling him, "Yeah. Intel suggested that this is where he kept his experiments." A group of bizarro Supermen jump out screaming, "Intruder, I'm welcome!" Everyone quickly starts to fight back against the Supermen, and then Deadshot sees a group of canisters looking like they're going to explode, and he shoots them. But back upstairs, Amanda continues to play her part when suddenly the room turns red, and the warning, "Bolt breach," rings through the air. Amanda sighs, "Imbeciles." And Lex puts on his Superman armor, telling Amanda, "Well played." Seconds later, he slams down into the middle of the Suicide Squad, telling them, "That won't be enough." And Harley, taking the chance, bites Lex on the head. A few moments later, Enchantress teleports Amanda down there, and she tells Enchantress to go ahead and tell Lex what they did. Enchantress says that when they arrived, she infected the home computer with a demonic virus, one that is now within his entire network. Amanda goes on stating that unless she is given what she came for, she will release all of his information. Lex pulls out the small box from before, the one that he already tried to give her, and he tells her that he tried to give it to her earlier. He opens it showing kryptonite. Later, back at Belle Reve, Amanda tells the doctors to do it. Insert the kryptonite brain bomb into General Zod. A few days later, as the team is released back over Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe, Zod screams, "Kneel before Zod!" Harley says that she's got to admire a man who enjoys his work. Deadshot adds, "We are going to die." Hardcore watches over and says that she doesn't see Boomerang in the group. Why is he not active? And Amanda tells her that he's on another mission. No, she was not.
Yeah, I don't know if there's too many lines behind her.
And Amanda tells everyone to hurry up and follow Zod. Harley says that she's not so sure. The last time that they faced the Annihilation Brigade, they had that guy Tom Gunstuff, who nearly burnt off her pretty little ponytails, so it's probably good that Zod goes first. Up ahead, Tom Gunstuff blasts Zod with the power of 1,000 Soviet space rockets, shouting, "No one will stop the power of Tom Gunstuff." Zod walks through the blast, grabbing onto Tunguska's helmet, telling him, "Death is possible. Zod will invent ways for that." But before he can fully break the glass, the cosmonaut bashes into Zod with his hammer-shaped head, shouting, "No!"
I've gone to the point where we won't do any more.
Cosmonaut speaks the truth. Well said.
Right.
Unloads his gun.
Please
Tunguska
delete
shouts
that.
that his energies have been released. He's going to explode. Back over in another part of Belle Reve, a worker asks Hardcore if there's anything that they can help with. Normally she doesn't come down to it. Hardcore takes out a gun and fires 4 shots into the worker, telling them, "No, not anymore." As she runs in, she starts to work at the computer, saying that she can get the frequencies to Zod's bomb brain. Then he could be a weapon for their cause. Hardcore then reports to Director Carla, and she tells them that they need to hurry up with their plan.
might work.
People must rise again. But after one last press of the buttons, the Belle Reve self-destruct countdown begins. That shock you see is on, and after blowing the doors out, him and Harley step into a giant prison. One of the prisoners says that they've been experimented on. They put explosives into their brains. Harley looks at the prisoner and says, "The people are copying us. We have to get them out of here." Back in the fight, Tunguska shouts that everyone needs to run. He can feel his essence exploding, and Zod punches through his helmet, telling him, "Zod will not die." Rick tells Enchantress to hurry up and get the teleport spell ready. She says that she can't. Harley isn't here. Rick shouts, "Do it now!" And Enchantress says, "Fine. Hocus freaking pocus." Just as Tunguska explodes, Rick jumps in, grabbing Harley, shouting, "No one gets left behind!" And a little while later, after Tunguska explodes, the entire facility is destroyed. Zod, who's still on fire, tells everyone, "Zod gave you destruction." Harley watches on, saying, "Yeah, but the prisoners, they were all like us and they died." Katana holds her sword to Cosmonaut's neck and he says, "No." Katana tells him, "Yeah, you can say that again." Back in Belle Reve, Hardcore heads to a helicopter and Dick reports that they've managed to capture one member of the Annihilation Brigade. Those others are presumed dead. However, among them, one codename Gulag was not present. Hardcore looks back, stating that she will never find Carla. And Amanda tells her not to worry about it. They're going to find her soon enough, along with the people. Hardcore takes out her gun, telling her that she knows that she thinks that she is the one who killed Pac. But she doesn't know everything. As the trigger of the gun is pressed, all that can be heard is a click. And Amanda smiles. She tells Hardcore that she removed all but 4 bullets from her pistol this morning, and there was no brain bomb at the end of that self-destruct countdown. She figured while the team was out that she would do something stupid and send out a message, which is why she was tracking where it went. Hardcore takes
Why wouldn't that go any bigger?
Amanda with a
It's annoying.
"You are the devil!"
Let's go to textures.
You really want to know who killed Hack? It was! But before she could say the name, a boomerang is thrown into the back of Hardcore's head. Boomerang says that he just saved her life. Later, as Zod looks at the black vault, he tells them, "Soon, I will release all of you inside." He then looks at himself in a mirror, asking, "So you put a bomb of kryptonite in my head?" He blasts into the mirror with his heat vision, bouncing it off into his own skull, shouting, "Then Zod himself will cut it out." A few moments pass, and the thunderous screams of Zod can be heard throughout Belle Reve, and Amanda shouts for them to blow Zod's brain now. But before the switch can be pressed, Zod tears into the room, tossing the implant towards Amanda, saying, "I believe the kryptonite was yours." Amanda looks at it, telling him, "You cut it out of yourself. Dear God." Zod looks at everyone, telling them, "No, not God. Zod!" He begins to burn everyone in the room as he destroys the place, and then something hits him in the head. He looks back with a boomerang sticking out of his own brain, and Boomerang tells him that he may want to get some antiseptic cream on that. And things are blowing me at the shits, which sounds worse than a minute. Croc stares out, telling him, "I see brains. I want to eat brains now." Zod shouts, "Do you all know what the Black Vault truly is? It is a portal to the Phantom Zone itself. There is so much inside the Phantom Zone. The army of prisoners of Krypton. The army that once I'm released will be under my command, and nothing can stop me now." Enchantress shouts, "Except magic," and she fires a blast of energy, but Zod uses his heat vision, telling her to shut up. "Your host is still human, and I can kill humans." He then shouts for everyone to behold the vengeful prisoners of Krypton's past. Suddenly, spirits begin to shoot out of the Black Vault, and Croc says that he can't eat ghosts. Zod calls out to Amanda, telling her, "You have my thanks for giving birth to the new world. Nothing on this planet will." But before he can finish, Cosmonaut charges and slamming his head into Zod's back. He looks down at Zod and he tells him, "Nothing
Oh, I did a good thing and now it's shit. I did a good thing and now it's shit. Oh, it's shit.
Obliterate all of them against the children of Krypton. Like, what is even going on now? Deadshot looks up and says, "Great, more insane killer Kryptonian." And Cyborg Superman calls out,
Go bigger.
And Boomerang asks, "Is it boomerangs?" Amanda shouts that they've come for Zod. Zod slams down on the cosmonaut, screaming, "Zod will do away with every unclean earthling on this godforsaken place." As Cyborg Superman and Eradicator float down, Cyborg Superman lives with a black ball that says that it's giving off impossible electromagnetic readings and gravitational waves. Zod tells them that this is his inheritance. It contains his heart, an army of Krypton who has been imprisoned inside of the Phantom Zone for far too long. And you, one of a robot and one of a mangled semi-human atrocity. What would you want from Zod? Amanda calls out to everyone that if Zod is right about an army of super criminals, they need to close the Black Vault, or so help her God, she'll kill them all herself. Boomerang says, "Geez, don't make it sound like an attractive offer." And Cyborg Superman grabs Zod by the shoulder, telling him, "What you want matters. We have one goal, and that is destroying Superman, and that is an order." Zod shouts, "I act as I choose, and I will free those that I choose, for I am their general." Zod punches through the Cyborg Superman's mechanical arm, telling him, "You do not order your general." And one of the Wraiths grabs Boomerang, and he says, "Boomerangs don't hurt these things! I've checked!" But with everyone fighting, Amanda Waller starts to move the debris around, asking, "Where did he throw it?" Harley then helps Rick up, stating that he has a plan. Katana will slice through the hole into the vault, and they'll throw the kryptonite bomb inside of it. He's not an expert, but this is only brain size, so Rick figures that he would throw a few more grenades in with it to make the boom just a little bit bigger. Since he's already hurt, he'll be the one to deliver the bomb. Harley tells him, "No, it'll kill you." And Amanda grabs the bomb and satchel, stating, "No, she'll be the one to do it. This is her responsibility." Enchantress asks, "Is our despotic jailer confessing imperfection?" And Boomerang says, "Yeah, the world is definitely ending." Everyone begins to focus their attacks on Zod.
Brr.
Katana makes
Brr.
Katana the vault, slamming her katana into the black vault.
Okay, I think that's me done. I don't think I'm going to do any more. I'm just faffing around now.
And Rick hits her with an elbow and tells her,
Let's save that for now.
"Consider that payback for putting us in prison."
I wanted to give it like a dark forest, as in one of our videos, but it's not doing it for me today. I'm going to quickly... No, I won't. I'll leave that. No, I won't do that. Yeah, well, I'll leave that. I'll leave that for now. I'll leave some more details tomorrow, guys. I'm done here for now, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to give my mind a bit more fresher. And as always, guys, don't forget to check back later on for some more games, as we'll be doing some more from the Spider-Man PS4 game, or Marvel Spider-Man game, and we'll be doing that again this afternoon, this evening. Don't forget to come over to Instagram for the updates and the story post that I did from yesterday. Check out the video from yesterday if you want to catch up before we get doing that game tonight. Otherwise, check back on the sketch that we did yesterday, or the colouring in on the inking of the sketch that we did for the beginning of this digital stage. Definitely, guys, if you have enjoyed today's stream, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name's been Blut084, BLUT084, Art and Games, here every day on YouTube, occasionally on Mixer, but every day and night over on Instagram. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next stream of daily video.
Not Black Dawn, then it's another one. Either way, it's a Superman story that is coming out very soon.
Bye for now.
And make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you can find out what happens with General Zod and what happens